The multiple assailant law, that is considered a deadly weapon. So that means that Karmelo Anthony, he meant deadly force with deadly force. If being circled with 4 people, 2 people together was almost 500 pounds, 440. That means he meant deadly force with deadly force. If they could have had their way with Karmelo Anthony, we would be singing a different tune. Definition of defense of property. Since Hunter just said that Austin grabbed his property before the fight took place, that means that those boys was aggressive. This young man is sitting up in the bleachers minding his own business. Let me paint the stage since Mike Howard didn't do it for the jury. He's sitting up there invited under the tent. And Tony talks vested up. How you know they coming with aggression? Because we saw how they was walking up to them stands. And they went up in the stands. And Hunter just told exactly what happened. He said, we walked up to him and told him to move. Aggression. He still didn't do nothing. They tell him to move. All these multiple people, 150, 220, 220, maybe 150, 150. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot under that tent. You don't know what's going on. The original people that saw the video, it said it happened in a matter of seconds. Fast, insufficient evidence. The prosecutor has a burden of proving every element of the defense beyond reasonable doubt. If it cannot do so, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. The prosecution has the burden of proving every element of offense beyond a reasonable doubt. If you can't do so, it said every element, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. What did Hunter say? Then Hunter say, we went up to him. Oh, Hunter. Oh, Mike Howard. Oh, Prosecutor Greg Willis. Oh, Judge Roach. Oh, Texas AG Ken Paxton. Multiple assailants. Multiple. That they don't think that he should have took those measures to protect his life with the weight of a middle schooler. So for everybody that's painting that Karmelo Anthony reached around in his bag and got the weapon, tell Hunter that, because Hunter just said that Austin took his bag. They want us to believe that Karmelo Anthony threw away his future for Austin Madcalf. With this 3.7 GPA, graduating the next month, no disciplinary action, captain of the football, captain of the track, and 21 scholarships. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, Vestas. Here we go. Let me go ahead and come to the stage. Woo! Let's see here. We got something good to talk about tonight. Let me go ahead and come to the stage. Hey, how you doing, Vestas and viewers? We are still fighting for Karmelo Anthony. It doesn't matter how long, whatever the haters say, it doesn't matter how long the appeal process take. We are still here. We're still going to be here. So, hey, I did some research. There's been some Vestas subscribers and viewers. Y'all are being doing, the information that y'all have been dropping in the comment section. Listen, there are so many comments that I want to address. And I think that I'm going to do a live specifically that's going to highlight some of the, some of the comments that have dropped under this whole entire set of videos. I think it's 2 or 3 that I'm going to highlight tonight because they were most recent, and I definitely want to go through all of the comments. I think I did a calculation. I'm going to say easy. It has, in the last week and a half, it's been roughly 4,000 comments under the video. So trust me, if I reached out to you and I said that I'm going to highlight your comment, It may be even people that I haven't reached out to you and said, I'm going to highlight your comment, but I'm still going to highlight your comment. Okay. So I've been busy over the last 48 hours still putting together some information, doing my research, doing my due diligence, just digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. And the last few videos, I did one over the CSI, another one under the jury element. I went over the responsibilities of a juror, the oath, the charges, the instructions that they're supposed to get from the judge. So we broke that down. Then, of course, I went over the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, broke that down. And tonight, I feel like it is time for me to discuss why I feel, and I know the reason why Karmelo Anthony did not take the stand. Now, I think Lakeisha is still on, so I think the haters are over there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this right here so we can have a peaceful conversation. So it's still small. It's still small. So Justine, what's up, Justine? How you doing? How you doing? One Murphy, Karmelo Anthony definitely didn't get a a fair trial, period. Okay. That sums it up right there. That sums it up right there. But it seems like there's a sector of America that believe that he did get a fair trial, but we know that's BS and they know it's BS. What's up, 420? What's up, 420? What's up, 420? What's up, Lady E? Lady E. Hey, moderators, I locked the room down again. I expanded to a week. So if they have not been subscribers within the last 7 days, they will not be able to comment tonight. So, hey, I'm trying to make it easy on you because last live was still kind of hectic. Okay. Could this be another jab at us saying that the Second Amendment don't apply to us? We supposed to let people say or do whatever to us. Now, 420. Oh my gosh, 420. Don't get me started up in here today already, 420. Now, you know, we over here, we talk about God, faith, and football. And in this instance, we talk about God, faith, and law and Karmelo Anthony, right? I'm going to say it like this. That is what they want us to believe. And as long as they think they have the possibility, even this much possibility, they want us to think that such laws as the Second Amendment and self-defense doesn't apply to us. Nah. See, in order for them to feel like they have the power to, how can I say it, try to attempt to make us feel like that is not the case, we have to give it to them. We have to give it to them. That's why we're going to continue with this case. That's why we're going to continue to push, because in order for them to, how can I say it, feel like they want us to believe that self-defense doesn't apply to us, that means we would have to give over that power to them. And I refuse to go down like that. Not at my age. I refuse to go down like that. So that's why I'm going to continue to discuss the laws and the responsibilities of a juror. And let me tell you one thing. It's been some interesting conversations going on in the chat. Vestors and viewers, listen. I had somebody come under my chat last night, and thank you, Maud, Justine. She contacted me and basically had told me that somebody said that that I was, of course, I'm going to paraphrase this, but it's going to hit, you get the gist of what he or she said, that I was keeping the Black community dumb, and that the information that I was sharing with the Black community was going to set y'all back. Let me say this one more time. I had somebody under my own video said that I was dumb, and that what I was doing, I was setting the Black community back. I said, well, hold on. First of all, I'm a Black woman. So how can you say that the information I'm sharing with the community, my community, and a portion of the other sector, that I'm setting the Black community back? You know what they always say? When they come in here and they start dropping these nuggets and they start saying crazy things, you have to turn that around. So for whoever said that, thank you for letting me know that You are fearful of the information that I'm sharing with the Black community. Thank you for letting me know that I'm sharing the right information to the Black community about this trial, about what you're supposed to do as a juror, about the law, period. Because before this case, I'm pretty sure all of us, this case have done so much for Black America, because we are paying attention. We're putting down the entertainment. We're putting down the unnecessary things that's not going to give us the knowledge that we need in order to be citizens in this this great country, which is ours too. This is our home too. And I will say, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to put it on you because I don't know who you are behind the scenes, all my viewers, investors. But I'm going to say I knew some things of the law, but because of this case, I'm digging deep, and I'm able to go back and use some of my collegiate knowledge and say, hold on. Oh, you know what? I'm going to share this with the people. Oh, I'm going to share this with my people. 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 And so when I let you up, when I say, hey, I'm going to drop a link for anybody that want to come up, that's what I want you to do. Because maybe it's information that you may want to share about this case, about science, about forensics, about law enforcement, about the justice. I always mess it up. The justice system. Okay? Because if you've been paying attention, I have been giving you knowledge about the federal government. Let's take a moment of silence. I want that to sink in. I'll read some comments while that's sinking in, okay? Because the room is small. They sound like they are set back. Catch my drift. Come on with it. They had the nerve to say that I was setting back the Black community by sharing this information, especially about the juries. Hold on. Let me go and tell you that one thing. Let me go and jump. I'm finna jump some slides. Now, I want to jump this slides, and I got some situational awareness I want to bring to you first. Now, Chris King and Texas, I'm going back to you, Texas. I'm going back to you. Hold on, let me go and finish this right here. They sound like they are set back. Catch my drift. Yes. A good evening, Tony. Vested up. Mods and chat. Yes. 2 queens and 1 king. Let me tell you one. I've been enjoying y'all in the comment. This gentleman here, he's an attorney in Texas named Christopher King. I think I saw him on Freezing maybe last week or the week before, and he was dropping some gems. Now, why am I bringing him back up today? He says that Texas is really a Democratic, that's what I wanted to look up, a Democratic state. The Democrats just don't get out there and vote. Texas. There is a reason why I think, and I don't even talk about the video. Have y'all noticed that I don't even break down the video, but I have so many haters in here in the lives and the comments when I'm starting to break down the legal sense of the case. They don't want you to know they don't want you to know. So please, if you know anybody in Texas that is not a registered voter, because I think this case is going to, when it gets to the retrial, I need to look this up. When it gets to the retrial, forget about, and I'm just saying if it's possible, because I'm going to look it up. I think this case is going to be so big on a national stage and a global stage. I think they're going to do this is just my opinion. This is my opinion, and I need to look it up. Disclosure, disclaimer. I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to look this up. There may be a statewide voter registration data pool. What Tony Talks vested up? Where your mind going tonight? Because I think Lakeisha's still on, so I think the haters are still over there. So let me go to get this out. Because this case is so polarizing, and the jury has been tainted even before this case. I got proof that they supposed to did this case within 6 months. Within 6 months of the charges. That means if the case happened in August, at least by October, November last year, sometime December at the latest, the case should have happened. But it happens over a year after the incident. Woo! Oh, no. So this is where I'm going. Since it was already polarizing, and it's definitely polarizing now, I think, and I need to look this up, the state of Texas may have to poll registered voters from the whole entire state of Texas just to present him a fair trial. Now, I don't think they would move it out of state because it's a national thing, so it really wouldn't matter. But I think the state of Texas, if they'd never done this before, and if this is such a thing, I think they would go to that measures to try to make it a fair trial, because he didn't get a fair trial this time. Make it transparent, that courtroom, and of course they will have to get a larger courtroom to handle the U.S. citizens that will come in there, anybody that will come in there. This thing is going to be studied on a global stage, especially for the current law students that's in school. So I need to look that up, y'all. So I owe you one, okay? But that thought just coming to my mind. I don't know why it came to my mind. I think we discussed some of that in college, but I need to look that up. If not, it's just a fantasy. But I will say this: the new legal team will definitely file a change of venue. I do know that. So if it's not in, you know what? Do you know what county would probably be best if they can't pull from voter registrations across the state of Texas? And let's say they had to, let's say they had to choose one county for the case, for the retrial. Hey, why not Bell County? Why not Bell County, Texas? What, Tony Toss, what you talking about? Bell County, Texas. Y'all don't know what Bell County, y'all don't know what town is in Bell County? That's where Fort Hood is located. Fort Hood. Hey, we got soldiers there. We got active duty soldiers that also is called for jury duty. And since it is a mixed community, and since I'm pretty sure, now we do got some veterans that's crazy, but I'm pretty sure that can happen if they go that route. But like I said, I need to do some research. So hey, let me write this down because this just came down. Cross state. And God says, if I be lifted up, I draw all men unto me. Oh my gosh. We're learning something, y'all. Even the Black community as a whole, we're learning something out of this case. Hold on. Justine, and 420. Make sure, please make sure that I don't forget to do my homework, because I'm going to come back Saturday morning. And I want to talk about how the next potential jury pool will be drafted, okay? But Texas, you have a duty now to go out and register to vote, because if that thought is true, they will pull registered voters from all over the state of Texas. Of course, you get compensated. Maybe $25, $35, $55 a day, a hotel stay and everything like that. But we definitely need this young man to get a fair trial. Okay, let me go back to the comments. I think Lakeisha is still on. So hey, let me go ahead and go through this. You are 100%. Okay. You are 100% correct. I have learned so much about the law. Yes, this case is almost as big as the OJ. You know what, Vestas? I think you're right. I think this case here is going to supersede the OJ case. Reason being, y'all know I love to say reason being, because the injustice of this case. See, the OJ case, you had the Johnny Cochran, you had his dream team, and that's when we also forensics came into play. Video, blood splatter, the hand size, dimensions of the glove. Hey, if it don't fit, you gotta acquit. Remember that? So forensics was real big in that case. But I think this case here is going to supersede it, because I think true laws. I think there will be a law in honor of Karmelo Anthony. they're going to get that together, and I think they're going to have to change. They're going to have to change so many other laws or create new laws so that this will never happen. Never, ever, ever, ever happen. Never happen. Never happen. Yeah, so thank you for that, Ryder. Okay, hey, it is Miss Tony. Houston and Dallas are Democratic areas. I need to look up Killeen, Texas too, Bell County, because we got a lot of soldiers up. We got a lot of soldiers. If y'all don't know, First Cav is the largest military base. If you talk to Fort Bragg, you know it's a competition. But in terms of area, Fort Hood is the largest military base in Texas, and it's actually in Texas. From Dallas, McKinney to Killeen is roughly about 2 hours and a half ish. So hey, that's possible, because you know what, the other side, they're gonna be like, oh, you want to change the venue to Dallas because hey, you know it's gonna tilt in favor of Karmelo Anthony. And for everybody, listen, we don't think like y'all. We don't think like you. We hold our own accountable. But this is the case, this young man, no, not for him. Nah, you're not gonna railroad him. So if Karmelo Anthony has to sit behind the bars, even during the appeal process, we're going to continue to send up prayers to him and also the young men that's behind the bars that is protecting him, because somebody came up under one of my videos. I'm not going to let you know what video it was, but they were talking like they were actually behind the walls, and they was like, hey, we got him, he is definitely protected. So let's continue to say prayers for them too, that's also protecting that young man, because everybody now is serving a purpose inside the prison walls and outside of the prison walls. And we definitely want to continue to say a prayer for Karmelo Anthony's mental state. We definitely have to think about that. It has been 23 days since the guilty verdict and 11 days since his new legal team has been put together. Now, many things has happened. That lady got fired that was leaking their personal information. Her name was Melanie Slautzer. The motion to appeal has been filed. We know that. Motion to recuse. Oh, and that's some of the chats we're going to get into. Asking Judge Roach to recuse himself, and it was also another motion filed. So things is going on, and I like that the legal team is being very quiet. They haven't said nothing, and I'm pretty sure they're sending people to the Wallace unit to actually talk to Karmelo, keep him up. Pretty sure they got therapists in there, or they're sending therapists there. So let's just cover this young man in prayer. Okay, what you say? What you say? Tony, you're doing an awesome job. We all need to be in the know. Not yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, because they said that I was setting the Black community back. I said, by talking about the law, y'all, let's go ahead and start digging deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. If you can't catch the lives, and I'm trying to keep the lives in a certain window so you can come back and try to digest. I don't want to do like long lives, and then some of the most precious jewels get lost in the live. That's why I'm trying to keep it under an hour and a half, 2 hours at best. And I go back and try to do the chapter so you can refer back to certain things. Okay. But thank you so much. They said I'm trying to, like I'm not black. Like I'm not black. I even had y'all, when I first started coming in here, y'all ain't gonna believe this. This is probably when 90% of y'all had to find me. And I just probably did the second video on this case. They were calling me a fake black. They said that I was a fake black. Y'all, I was like, hold on, what the hell? What is a fake black? They were calling me a fake black, y'all. Y'all do know I'm black, right? I'm definitely a black woman. But they had the nerve to call and say that I'm a fake black. What is a fake black, y'all? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had to ask AI. And AI gave me an answer, y'all. Y'all, these people crazy. While everyone looking one way, this Karmelo case is about to change so many laws because it has broken for so long. Everything and everyone is being judged. Come on with it, 420. That's what we talking about. It's what side of righteous versus unrighteous. Yes. Hey, Tony. Hey. Okay, they still. I need to see if. Hey, Tony in chat. Walk by faith with Keisha. Hey, I like your comments too. Bell County Fort Hood. Yes. You know what I'm talking about. They have the representatives there. And let's just say the soldiers can't even, let's say the soldiers if they just can't narrow it down just to Fort Hood, that community is made up of the family members of the soldiers, so they're diverse. They know about community. Yeah, the military. Let me tell you one thing. The military, how can I say it? The military has gotten so good on weeding out. Now, of course, you can't eliminate every racist, every threat, but the military has put in so many measures that if a person is a racist, that is buried so many levels deep that they would never. Now you already know there's been some incidences on military bases, but it is like so minute that they would never get on that stand and try to pull that BS. But we shall see. But I got to come back with you on that, okay? I got to come back. I love to see the black community on code. Come on with it, Ryder. I had the phone on while I was on DLT. Thank you. Tony, I'm concerned about the man in the white shorts who beckoned the boy to the bend. Why no one is talking about how he went and walked with Karmelo Anthony immediately after leaving the bed. He just seems suspect. I'm gonna go back and look at that then. Are you talking about the coach? If that's who you're talking about, was he on the track? That was Coach Harper. I'm assuming that was Coach Harper. Hooper Harper. He was the one that said in the police witness, on the testimony, because I had a screenshot for him too. He said he was the one that was walking with Karmelo and that he did not try to flee the scene. He did not have to restrain him or nothing. So I'm gonna go back and look at that. Thank you. Free Karmelo. He was set up from the start. That's what we're here to talk about. That's why we was here to talk about. And that's why, as this says right here, we are pulling here we go. Let me go back here. Let me go back to the beginning. I'm finna give you my answers on why Karmelo Anthony did not take the stand, because you was right on time. Sold out for Christ 101, because this thing was orchestrated. Just watch how I put this together. Exactly, I believe Hunter did it and realized what he did. Karmelo was an easy target. Gotcha. Let's keep going. Here we go. Now, this is situational awareness. Is it the next picture? Now, I talk about sports here. This was my first, the topic that I created this channel on. And so I started talking about sports over here. And we know that Karmelo Anthony was an athlete, right? With 21 scholarships, captain of 2 sports. But I want to bring this up. I want everybody to be careful. Even though this sector, I'm going to say they are growing, even the FBI, I think they contacted the Department of Justice and the FBI a few years ago, I think before COVID or after COVID, but definitely before COVID. The FBI had warned Department of Justice and the nation that underground white supremacists, you know who I'm talking about, and I can't even get it out because they're not supreme over us anyway. But be careful out here, okay? Now, why am I bringing this up here? Now, if you don't know, this man here, the black man, is named Emmanuel Acho. So this thing is getting big, not regarding the case, because he's only talking about sports. But I want to bring this up to you. When I keep saying that there's something in the air and that Black America, we're being lifted up and we're coming together and we're getting on code, as one of the Vestas said, y'all not going to believe what I'm about to tell you in the next slide, but sticking with Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho last year is one of the reasons I started this channel on what they was doing with Shedeur Sanders. Now, you may not be a football fan or not, but you know what happened last year. And this is the same black man that was saying some of the most awful thing about Shedeur Sanders, who did nothing. He called him everything except for a child of God, and he was talking about Shedeur Sanders' fan base, right? So, we were battling. We were battling some of the races. It just got out of hand. But this black man here, just nasty as they are in that sector. Well, he must have stepped across the line recently. If you don't follow sports, you see the white female there, Caitlin Clark. Well, he said something about her recently because he know he can't mess with the Shedeur Sanders fan. We almost killed his channel. So we are a power. And I want to tell you this. Woo, that happened last year. This is happening this year. If we made the NFL start changing their tunes about Shedeur Sanders in a game of football, imagine what we can do to the United States justice system. This is just I'm just telling you, if we could do it for the football, NFL, a child sport, right? We definitely can do this for Karmelo Anthony. It don't matter if they say, oh, the pill is going to take 6 months. Okay, we're going to ride for 6 months. I don't think it's going to take that long. I really don't think it's take that long because I'm doing more research behind the scenes. And next week I got a work travel trip. I'm going to be talking to some, how can I say it? Some experts one-on-one about what is the process of an expedited appeal. So that's something else I'm going to bring you next week, but I'm going to a certain place where I'm going to be talking to some experts in law. Okay. So I may be bringing you back some stuff, but I want to tell you this here. So he did what he do. He basically said, hey, she is not good for the WNBA. Now we're talking about the sport, right? We're talking about the sport. And all he did was saying, of course I believed him. She is becoming a distraction to the WNBA and her fan base. So that's all he said. Y'all, do you see? I'm sorry. Do you see somebody behind the scenes leaked or gave his personal cell phone to somebody that actually called his phone from an unknown number? And they said one of the most racist. The message that they left on his phone, it sounded like something that came out of Mississippi burning. They even said that they was going to put him up on that tree. So I want to bring this to your attention. We're going to continue to push. We ain't going to let no intimidation. We ain't going to let nobody stop us. We ain't going to let no racist. No, we're not backing down. We're not backing down. But I want to show you how, if we're feeling an uprise, and we're feeling emboldened to connect with one another, they're feeling it too. And they are shaking right now. A sports commentator, they said, hey, this thing is something is festering on both sides, this side and that side. So vestors, please stay vested up and be safe. Watch your 360 degrees. When I said Tony Talks vested up, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest and stay vested up 365 degrees. That's what I'm talking about. Your protection. But I just want to let you know, be careful out here, okay? Because these fools are crazy. And I think Willie D, about 4 hours ago, Willie D just showed a video of another woman, black woman, who was being harassed in a Walmart parking lot. A retired veteran. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed of him. I'm ashamed of Jeff Metcalf. Like I said, we're not perfect, but as you can tell, these are older men. These are men in a 60 plus. So this is an older generation. But they were fighting over, I guess he tried to confront her over a parking space. He confronts the black lady. He walks back up to her. She pulls that gun out. And she is saying, step away, get away from me, warning, get away. She pulls down, the gun is already drawn. He is walking up to her. She's walking back. She's going in between the cars, and this fool is still walking up on her. And so the camera shifts away. They come back in view. She's coming back. He's walking back towards his car. She's walking to her car, but she's still watching and got the pow drone on him, right? Just in case he's coming back. Guess what this fool did? This fool came back and she dropped him right then and there. So, like I said, Willie D just brought this up maybe about 4 hours ago. It happened in Florida at 12:30 in broad daylight. So when I said protect yourself, we don't have to worry about, just worried about night. You got to stay on your P's and Q's, your tens and your foes, in the morning time too, in the afternoon. So please be safe out here, okay? But she dropped his ass. I would have too. And she kept saying, stay away, get away from me, stay away. This man was walking towards a loaded gun. And of course, she's pleading self-defense. That's another case. If I'm being led, I'll follow that case too. But she dropped him right there. And you know what? Cars just, Mustang saw the whole thing. Cars just started passing by. Ain't nobody get out. Nobody confronted the black lady. When the police came, she put the gun down. They put the handcuffs on him. His body was still there. Dropped him. That's what you do. Protect yourself out here. Hey, Tony, what's up, Miss Squirrel? Vestas just listening. This case is so fair. I'm so in my feelings that I don't have anything to say because it wouldn't be nice. I understand, Miss Squirrel. Paying for the truth will set Karmelo free. Yes. He walked with K.A. Karmelo Anthony all the way to the cops. And K.A. and the coach, I believe that man was just making sure the cops didn't so that was Coach Hooper or Hopper. He did testify that Karmelo Anthony was not a threat in any way. Go watch the video too. Okay, so that's Coach Hooper. I support Shedeur said this. Okay, so hey, if we congregating for a time like this, please, when the NFL pick up, let's come over here and start having fun too while we still fight for Karmelo Anthony, because we get it down here. Hey, how you doing, Miss Lady T? Thank you so much for all of the beautiful comments. Hey, Tony, hey, sending you mad love. Thank you so much, sweetie. If anyone say you were dumb, Tony talks, it only proves how ignorant and dumb that person is. I guess we can't stand up for anything, right? They don't want us to stand up for nothing. But hey, they don't own us. Oh, okay. Yes, that happened here in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Terrell, was that recent? Was that like in, the same day or 24 hours ago? I'm going to continue to check the chat before I go into the next segment here. Wow, but she dropped it. Pop. She dropped it. And he stayed right there. I think he passed away on the scene. But she said, stop. Go. Now, well, we'll see how they try to switch up this case here. But this case here, well, guess what? We don't have no friends. We already know this Black America. And this is why they really don't like us talking, because they know that we're going in other conversations and we're actually having true conversations with this generation here. The Asian community. I think we're in the second week of boycotting the Asian community. And I got to watch this video. Now, from what I'm hearing, and I've heard this from several people, the Asians is attempting to go back to Congress or U.S. or the Supreme Court and get their hate crime bill modified. Like I said, I got to watch the video. What Tony Talks vested up, what hate crime, what modifications they want to make in the hate crime bill. And disclaimer, I haven't seen the video, but I get this from a very reputable source. They want to go back and have the hate crime modified because we're not shopping in their stores, their restaurants, their nail salons, their hair stores. They want to go back and get the bill modified, basically saying that we have to shop in their stores, get our nails done from them, buy our hair products from them, and eat their food when they don't even eat their food. So I'm going to be looking into this. But if this is true, because y'all know they are melting down, but Black America, just like that food that tried to tell me that I was setting the Black community back by sharing this information with you, especially regarding law and forensics, that means that we've been putting so much information into their community that we have been sustaining their way of life, putting their kids through college versus our kids. That means that we actually been holding them up. Just imagine what we could do with that money in our own community. So, hey, after this video here, if you know any black nail salons in your area, any black hair beauty stores in your area, anything black, totally, come back after this video and drop it in the chat. And then also, somebody told me that there's another video going around of an Asian man attempting to burn down a black business because he got jealous that all the customers was going into the black business and not his. The audacity of these people. The audacity of these people. So, hey, we're going to stay up. Be ready, y'all. Be ready, be ready, be ready. Take care of yourself out here. Please take care of yourself out here. Yes, on Tuesday. Oh, wow. So this, okay. Thank you for that, Terrell. Okay, so that was 2 days ago. So yeah, that's a recent story. So hey, I'm definitely gonna be watching this. Of course, she's claiming self-defense based off the video. She gave him warning, don't walk up on me. He started following her with a loaded gun. And when he came back, he walked away. But when he came back, she dropped him. It is what it is. Salute Miss Tony for your hard work. Thank you. Thank you, Lady E. This is a pleasure. If a white man can chase and shoot a 14-year-old black boy in the back and plead self-defense, you're right. She most definitely can plead self-defense. But Karmelo Anthony can't. So we're going to follow that too. Yes, I do believe one of Austin cronies got him accidentally and is framing KA to cover up. They also had pokers because everybody, hey, if everybody's on the track meet and they was using these pocket knives to clean the cleats, sharpen the cleats, that means everybody had one. But y'all already know my theories. I think somebody came from the back, crossed over him, and y'all, I got a picture for y'all, okay? I got a picture for you, wink, wink. But I also listen to Keisha, and I'm finna go. I don't have that many slides tonight. I think I only got maybe about 5 more. And then I want to go over I got about 5 audio clips from when the Bishop Elijah Jacobs was on her channel, and he actually confirmed some of the things I said, y'all. And I was like, thank you, God. I said, thank you, God. I give you all the praise. Because let me tell you one thing. Sometimes when I sit down at this desk here, I really have nothing to say. But when I hit go live, it's like, God, just give me everything to say. So I give God all the praise over here. I give God all the praise over here. Even today, I sat down before 20 minutes and I said, Father, I don't know what to say. The next thing I said, I just started writing. I said, okay, bam. So I put this slide deck together for you. But God got this. Come on with it. Warning, Jesus is coming. Are you saved? Have you been born again? Come on with it. Hey, how you doing, Clara? If they want to modify the hate crime bill, we should all pull. Listen, I thought we had already pulled support from the Asian community. But based off this right here, if they're going to put that Black Americans need to shop at their stores and eat their foods, they better include the white community, the other Asian communities. Who else? The Indians. Who else? I already said white America. The Latinos. They better put everybody in that hate crime bill. Y'all know that we have been sustaining an entire community that is crumbling after 2 weeks of pulling our money back? They feeling it. That's how much money that we have been circulating in their community, where they want to go back and have the hate bill modified to make us shop at their stores and eat their food. I want to see that. I definitely want to see that. We've been holding everybody up except for our own. Come on, Anthony. Hey, I ain't seen you in a while. I ain't seen you in a month. Are you describing murder? She shot him while... Hold on, Hold on, Anthony. But thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you. I haven't seen you in a while. You are describing murder. She shot him for walking while white. Not up on her. He was walking when the first time he approached her, he was coming in charging until she draw that weapon. And he stopped. He must have thought about it. He must have said, I know this black woman ain't for real. And he started walking up on her. And she was walking back, still holding the weapon. And you could hear her out of the view. Stop, 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 stop. And then he comes back in frame. She comes back in frame. You can see him walking across from the person who actually is recording everything. He goes out of frame. She walks up to the driver's side of her door, but she's still looking at him. So he must have been saying something because she still had the weapon drawn. And this fool comes back around her car about to face her, and she drop him. So if you want to call it murder, okay. I said self-defense. See, unlike the video in Collins County, this video was not distorted. We saw everything, unlike Collins County. So this right here, this lady right here should not even get charged with nothing. It should be like this. All right, ma'am, you free. But you can say whatever you want to say. I really don't know what side of you own. But hey, she shot him for walking while right now. She shot him because he was threatening her life. Sharpie cleats. Wow, are you people? Oh, we got somebody stupid up in here. Hey, thank you for showing. Hey, I got you. I got you. To get out of our space, ghosts. Keep up the good. See, these fools don't even know. These fools don't even know that's what you do. You sharpen up your cleats. And I got so many people in the comments, they're still fussing about Karmelo Anthony weight. Oh, he was 160. I know where they're getting the 160 from. The 160, that's the first place I went since he was a football player. There's a website called Max Prep. On Max Prep, they got Karmelo Anthony at 5'8", 160. Well, the arrest record, which I showed you many times, I'll show it to you when I get to you. I ain't gonna get distracted, but the arrest record got 130, right? So I've been going back and forth with this fool, and this fool had the nerve to say I was giving him a headache. You know what I did? I politely escorted him out the door. I ghosted him from the channel. So if I'm giving you a headache, why are you over here? If you don't understand what I'm saying, why are you over here? But we already know. So let's talk about the weight. If they want us to keep hollering 160, y'all, this is all you need to go back and say to these crazy people. Karmelo Anthony could have weighed 160 in football. Of course, if your body, and this, I talk about football, so I know about this. They buck up for football. They buck up for football on purpose because your body is going to get hit. You're going to go through trauma. You got to go through football. It happens. But he also was a track captain and runner. So what you going to do? If you picked up pounds for football, but you know the next sport, because if football ends in November and December, right, in high school, that's if you go to the playoffs. Track is going to start February, March, right? So what you going to do with the extra 30 pounds? You're going to drop the weight. You're going to drop the weight. So let's just say Karmelo Anthony didn't drop the weight. The Metcalf twins still had 60, 80 pounds more than him. So there is no argument regarding the weight. He still was confronted with multiple assailants that was much larger than him. What is 30 pounds difference going to make? Now, if you're boxing, yes, it's going to make a difference. But if you are, I think what I got him at, a feather weatherweight versus a heavyweight, the Madcap boys were still heavyweight. At best, he would have went to, hold on, I still got the slides, y'all. Them 30 pounds ain't make no difference. Okay, I got him on the other day to set, but that didn't move him up that much. They probably put him in Oscar de la Hoya at best. So it is what it is. Thank you for that. These white folks are getting confused when Trump said, "Make America great again." Y'all, I did not want to bring this up. So let me go ahead and bring this up. Okay, I talked about Chris. Oh, I'm so glad. That means the Keisha's still going on. Okay. There's another YouTube I follow. Her name is Unbreakable Strong Woman by Nina. I have been watching Nina for years and years and years. And she's also talking about this case too. So there are a lot of podcasters that is transitioning or sharing their channel with this case and their normal content, right? So of course she talks about this case also. And I wasn't going to bring this up, but since you brought this up, Ryder, there is a sector of America saying, just like Jeff Metcalf, there's a sector that do want to bring back slavery. They're talking that they want to petition Donald Trump's administration to bring back slavery. They got another thing coming. First of all, they can't even handle us one-on-one. What are they gonna do? Even if they got us in one particular area, what are they gonna do? We are very powerful people. We have physical strength and stamina. We have the mental capacity of a nation this world has never seen. We can overcome anything. And they don't want to do that. Because if I'm shoulder with you, and I'm shoulder with you, and I'm shoulder with you, and you're shoulder with that brother and that sister, and this brother and this sister is shoulder with, listen, they don't want that. First of all, do you think we're going to let that happen? These people are crazy. Y'all, whatever we're doing, we're going to continue to do it. And listen, this may not be a popular belief, but I even think that President Trump is in office so that all this that they tried to get us believe that racism doesn't exist in this country, he's also, just like our enemy, he's playing a pivotal role. Because imagine if he wasn't here, we would probably still be lollygagging in La La Land thinking that racism didn't exist. But now this is proof that racism did not die off with their ancestors. But yeah, they want slavery back, but let them try. Let them try. You should be a DJ. I do. You know why I like talking over music? And I'm so glad that somebody brought this up. It's because my ancestors, we spoke and we communicated over music. So if you go back to my old channels, when I first started my channels, I've been talking over music since I first got here. And it helps me get my thoughts. Yeah, I love it. But thank you so much. I take that as a compliment. I take that as a compliment, Tony. Oh, you're another Tony. I kept telling people as well that he was only 130 at best, at most. What's the thing? What's the thing is he running track so his body could right. Even if he was 60, I'm pretty sure he still lost some pounds to run track. Especially, did y'all see he's a sprinter? So easy. He could have been in the 4x1, 4x4, he could have been in 100 meters, 4x1. He easily could have been in the 200. Listen, they got to be slim and they got to get in and go. I'm pretty sure he dropped pounds easy. And I think Nathan and Nathan, I think his name was on the 4 boys that was said to confront him as a witness. They all are called the big boys. Oh yeah. Just by the man. Yeah, I did the math over here. Yeah, I did the math over here. You're right. Oh yeah, matches. Oh yeah, matches. Yeah. You know we did the math over here. Shit, you still talking about just the twins alone? We're talking about 450 to 500 pounds just with the Madcap boys. He did everything perfect in my book. Yes. Here come the haters. Oh Lord. Okay. Let them try. God is gonna light him up. And for Jeff Metcalf to say that the white folks released her from slavery and we should be thankful. Don't you mock God. Don't you mock God. That was a spiritual release. Jeff, don't mock God. You're supposed to be a Christian, right? And you mocking God? Man, listen. These people crazy. Letting them try. God is going to light them up with the sun. Oh, Jesus. And numerous other things are going to happen. That's another thing. If they attempt to even put us back in slavery, who's going to be out in the sun with us? Because you do know that the sun, it actually activates our melanin. They don't want us out there in the sun and we're talking and we side to side and we talking in ways that only we can talk away. You know, we don't even have to say nothing. And I can see you on the other side of the store and we can look at each other and we'll be talking. They don't want us. What? Mitch. Okay. It would definitely backfire. What? Karmelo is a very small boy. Yes. Listen, I Googled it. Regarding his size, y'all, even AI said for a senior, mind you, he was graduating at, let's say 130. Let's say 130. I say 130. Let's just say 150, right? Let's say 150. That's still kind of small. I think even in the military, if he was that small, they would probably want him to beef up a little bit. He may have just met the line to go into active duty. They still would want him to beef up a little bit to go into the military, because even military, they have weight standards. You can't be under the weight standards, and you can't be too far over the weight standard. But Karmelo, he probably would have got in, but he definitely would have beefed up. Racism is alive and well. You know that, Justine. Blessings, you all sorry to come in and just get a speaking, but oh yeah, you good. Isaiah 30:15, in quietness and confidence will be our strength. We have the Lord of hosts to fight for us. I love that. Isaiah 30:15, in quietness and confidence will be our strength. We have the Lord of hosts to fight for us. Amen. Who gonna join us, boss? He better be worried about those files getting released. Yes, you're right about that. With all of the nastiness, he is happy that probably we are distracted, at least for us, because even Magna was on him about them files. So hey, we should see there what. Ghost. He would probably be beefed up. Yeah. Do we ever? No. And we never will. Let me put you up on a no. We would never will. And we won't. And just act like normal people. This is us. You don't know by now? We would never shut up. We got the world watching us. The world is tuned in to this case because of us, because we're shaking up the airways. We will never be quiet. Why do you want us quiet? We already know why you want us quiet. We will never be quiet. Nah. This is us. And if you're just getting to America, I hate to say that you were believing such a lie. This is Black America. All of these minorities over here because of Black America. And for the Asian community to even threaten us like that, oh, I got him out of the room. Okay, them are dropping. I like that. And for the Asian community to even say that they're going to try and go back and get their hate bill modified because we're not shopping in their stores? No. He's a great track runner. He's so light right now. Yeah, God is with Karmelo in Jesus' name. Do know that Melo wasn't right. He definitely wasn't 6'2" and 230. Definitely, yes, right, Miss Lady T. However, I think even though he was small, because he was so fast and good at what he do? I don't know about football. Can't even be the captain. That's probably why he's no. So captain actually deals with leadership. It definitely deals with more of a leadership stance. You don't have to be the best player on the team to be a captain. You just definitely have to have leadership qualities. And Mike Howard didn't even ask his coach for the punishment phase, because we've actually talked about the punishment phase. He only had his mother up there for the punishment phase, and he asked her 2 questions. And his coach, he could have had his high school coach come in there, football coach come in there, track coach, teachers, even the bishop. Listen, the bishop dropped so many nuggets. I'm going to get to that. He even said he begged Karmelo Anthony father, please, 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 please. I'll share that with you. I'll share that with you. These white boys just hate. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Straight demons straight. Demons tremble when they hear the Most High name. Yes. We rebuke them in the name of Jesus. Return to sender. Come on with it. They just be waiting for these lies to come online. The normal. What do you mean? If we don't have to be normal. That's the problem. Everybody is focused on us. That means every exceptional truth is they don't want to see us right in a risen state. Yes. Thank you for that matchless above. The agent better be careful. ICE may be waiting on them, Justine. They are jealous of Melo, including the parents. Them 21 scholarships hit different, y'all. Listen, Miss Lady T. Yes, it does. All right, watch the room, y'all. Now, I want to discuss this since they said that the information I've been sharing with Black America, I'm actually setting y'all back. So let me go ahead and set you back some more with some good information. Let me go ahead and set back Black America, being a Black woman, by sharing this information. Let's go to it. So make sure you go ahead and get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Okay? Touch not my anointed in Jesus' name. Justine. Hey, moderator, 1 hour and 2 minutes. Okay? 1 hour and 2 minutes. Hint, 1 hour and 2 minutes. So let me go ahead and set back the Black community by sharing this information again. So this is actually from a Texas law firm. I want to highlight this. I want to use this as an example. Okay? Let's see here. Let me go back to my slides. Oh. Okay. Let me go back to my slides. How long are criminal trials in Texas? You can focus on the title, but I want to show you something. Let me get to it. I got 95 slides. Here we go. But not for the night. I'm just adding on to them, okay? Now, this is particular website here, planyourdefense.com. Now, it's something that I want to show you since I'm setting back Black America by sharing this information. That means they don't want you to know this, okay? If you didn't catch what I'm saying, okay? Now, let me go here. Now, the pretrial. I want to bring this up here. I definitely want to bring this up. You're right, Michelle. Karmelo Anthony was living the American dream. You're right. And they didn't like that. Woo, his future is still going to be bright. We just got to get him out on appeal. Now, the pre-trial process. I'm going to call this is where the grand jury is assembled. And y'all, we didn't even have to get this far. This is how I know the fix was in. And when I looked up this, because I had to get a refresher, right? It's called a refresher course. I said, hold on. I know enough that the trial, based off the evidence that we've been talking about, so this is building on the evidence, a discussion that we had 2 nights ago. The pretrial process. During the pretrial process, the prosecution, look at that right there, and the defense discussed the case. The pretrial process is a critical time, and the outcomes of the discussions during this time can impact your plea bargain leverage, right? So let's go down. He didn't commit a misdemeanor. So if you're accused of a felony, the prosecution will approach the grand jury to indict you before filing official criminal charges. Now, hold on. I'm going to highlight Mike Howard. The prosecution is expected to share any evidence he or she has against you with your lawyer during the pre-trial process. By this, you already know where I'm finna go. This is known as discovery. Now, before this case happened, I was breaking down, along with Shedeur Sanders and his injustice, I was breaking down the lawsuits and investigations against the NFL, because there is a big lawsuit going against the NFL with Brian Flores. He's about to break them easy for $1 billion, but we'll talk about that later. But this is part of the discovery. For example, if charged with murder, your lawyer will get a copy of police records and any, listen y'all, listen, any physical evidence such as the murder weapon. I didn't pull this up. Listen, if you don't believe me, they go to the website right there. That's why I included the website on these slides. www.planyourdefense.com. I didn't modify this, and it just happened to line up with this case. So that means in the pre-trial process, that means that the prosecutor, right, in the discovery phase, they supposed to submit, if not all, most of, let's say, the most pertinent evidence for Karmelo Anthony and for any defendant to get tried or cases to be brought up against said person, right? So in the case of Karmelo Anthony, that means that DA Greg Willis, he's supposed to have given everything to Mike Howard, videotape, the same one he showed the jury, and the murder weapon, and along with all the other police records. Y'all, watch what I'm about to discuss next. Many cases end at the pretrial phase due to lawyers plea bargaining with their clients. Of course, for this right here, they went in front of a black judge by the name of Angela Turner, who received so many death threats she went into hiding. The NFL, I'm sorry, not the NFL, the FBI, they actually got involved because of the threats against her. So Karmelo Anthony first, and and somebody put this under one of my comments. She had to see something, because the first bail was $1 million and it got lowered to $250,000. So I think she saw something, and she was just hoping that Mike Howard did his job. And we know by now he didn't, but let's keep going. Many cases end at the pre-trial phase due to lawyers plea bargaining at their clients. Or guess what? This is when cases are thrown out. That's what I wanted to hit you with. If Mike Howard would have just did his job at the grand jury, this case would have got thrown out. Or this is when he could have, how can I say it, discuss lesser charge than first degree murder. That means in the beginning of the live, this thing was orchestrated even at the plan at the grand jury. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. However, if a plea agreement cannot be reached, your case will go to trial. Where a prosecutor forwards a case to the grand jury, it's hard to avoid indictment at this phase, right? Let's keep going. Now, let me show you this here. Let me show you this right here. Let's see. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Now, here we go. You mean to tell me, hold on. So even if Mike Howard is right there with DA Greg Willis and they're discussing the evidence, so let's just say Greg Willis beat him out at the pre-trial process, right? And they still going to move forward with a first degree charge. Mike Howard could have requested motion to suppress. Motion to suppress. Your defense attorney may file a motion to suppress evidence to keep your case from going to a trial. Mike Howard. A motion to suppress evidence is a defense lawyer's effort to prevent evidence that the police obtain legally from the trial. Now, let me go ahead and read this right here. You can say that evidence is illegally obtained if the police violates your right as a defendant to get it. For example, you were forced by the police to confess to a crime. Now, we've already talked about the Miranda rights. And I think Justina, another Vester, brought that up. On the police cam that we did see, we didn't hear the Miranda rights. Now, I'm going to say the way that they spliced up the video, they got people thinking Karmelo Anthony said he did it. When if you pay attention, you could tell that the video was spliced in certain areas. But still at this point, even with that video, Mike Howard, he should have said motion to suppress video evidence because you can't see nothing. But Mike Howard let that go through. Mike Howard, let me go back here. You see this right here? That means that Mike Howard, even at the pre-trial process, when it says, go to the third sentence, this is known as discovery. For example, if charged with murder, your lawyer will get copies of the police records and any physical evidence for the murder weapon. I bet Mike Howard didn't even care to ask, where was the murder weapon? I definitely want to know that. Because, you know, we've talked about, was it a utility tool or was it a pocket knife? Pocket knife. I'm going to continue to bring that up because it was two police officers said that it was a utility tool, but they kept showing us a knife, pushing a knife in our face. We don't know where that knife come from. But even at that time, I wonder if Mike Howard even asked to see the weapon, okay? Now, let's go here. The trial. Let's see here. Now, listen to this. When I talked about the jury misconduct, in the other slide, in the other live, let me show you this right here. So we talked about motion to suppress the trial. The trial gives the judge and the jury a chance to look at evidence of the case and determine whether you are guilty. We already talked about that last night or 2 nights ago. Insufficient evidence. There was nothing that I know of, and because he didn't allow the cameras in the room, we don't know exactly what went. So we're actually getting secondhand accounts for the people that was in the room, right? That we trust as sources. That video definitely should have got suppressed. You can't see nothing. And Mike Howard should have just did some more. I mean, fingerprints, blood splatter, the clean clothes. Just let me keep going. If you're accused of a felony, the trial should begin within 6 months of your arrest. Why did this trial take place a year and 2 months after the fact? Okay, now I want to highlight 2 comments right here. And like I said in the beginning of the live, I'm going through chats and the comments under the videos. If your comment has not received a reply from me, trust me, I'm getting through them. I think I got about 4,000 chats and I'm trying to respond to them all at once. But it has been some awesome comments under all of the videos, and I'm just trying to capture. I think I'm going to do a show just dedicated to some of the beautiful and the most informative comments under the videos. So keep doing what you're doing, and y'all, the haters be in there, and trust me, if they show their face in there, I'm getting them out of there, because I want us to start sharing information and having conversations without being somebody coming in there and disturbing the peace. Okay, now this is true. They always talk about, I heard him say this. Oh, I heard him say that. Well, I can remember. Let me read this right here. In some of my Shedeur Sanders videos, AI, even when I said investors, AI, because it's not programmed to understand Black Americans' accent, it puts other words on the screens. So when you go out and listen to these videos, especially if you're ever a jury, right? And let's say they put it up on the screen, don't look at the words, don't focus on the words, especially if the defendant is Black. Don't focus on the words on the screen, especially if they're AI generated. Focus on what you're hearing, because I have said certain things and AI has totally messed up what I said, spelled wrong words. But I love this right here. And then I think this was on the last night video of the video 2 nights ago, right? Black Americans unless y'all are from Africa, I'm not from Africa, but I'm still going to say Black Americans, have a different accent from that of whites and other groups. This is true. And we also have another frequency and energy about us. We must not rely on the captions on our phones or what they tell us that Karmelo Anthony said. So that is true. Y'all, it's going down in the comments under these videos. Our baby said, I am not alleged, I didn't. Because the abbreviations coupled with his accent, YouTube interrupted as I did it. When Karmelo said, I am not alleged, he was saying that I am not who did it. You see Karmelo, who saw had the knife. You see Karmelo saw who had the knife. Now, even that crazy woman that came up here the other night, I blasted her the other night when she came up here and twisted the whole narrative. When Karmelo went up, and we all know this, Karmelo was up at the top looking down. He looked left or right, but he still was looking down. That means he saw what happened in the second fight, which is another reason why they didn't want him on the stands. Mike Howard, I'm coming to that. Just start writing this down, because as long as I get it, like I said, I don't have a script. I just get it when it comes down and download it in my spirit. This is why they didn't want him on the stands, because he could have said something where Mike Howard would have had to, well, what do you mean by this? Now, I don't think Mike Howard would have helped him, because Mike Howard did not put him on the stands. And that's another reason why Mike Howard did not want to put him on the stands, because he didn't want Karmelo Anthony to tell on what actually happened under that tent. It wasn't, listen, hold on, I'm trying to go in order. The bishop, because I'm going to play that. If I don't bring it up, you're going to hear in these audio clips, he did ask Karmelo Anthony's father, please, he begged him, put Karmelo Anthony on the stand. The bishop basically said everything I said at the beginning of this series when I started following this case. I said, look, after day one with a white jury, at this time, I didn't know that Mike Howard didn't object to nothing or didn't cross-examination. I said, Mike Howard, you supposed to have put Karmelo on the stand, or the parents, you supposed to have said, Mike Howard, I don't care what you saying. I know that I'm paying you. Put him on the stand. Put him on the stand. The bishop basically had said that he told Karmelo Anthony Fowler, you got to put him on the stands. This is not going right. I'm going to play the clip. Let me keep reading. Let me keep reading. When Karmelo Anthony said, I am not alleged, he was saying, I am not who did wrong. You see Karmelo, who saw had the knife. He could not be confessing, because the first thing he said was, I was protecting myself. He put his hands on me. I know I'm not guilty. So if we was to look at this objectively, we know for sure Karmelo Anthony said, I told him not to put his hands on me. Really, what was it to confess? Mike Howard. But we already know he didn't do nothing. John Roach intentionally dismissed the only 3 black jurors with the ability to differ the word on black accent and words. You're right. Let's keep reading. Let's go to the next one. Oh, this the same person. I just looked at it. Okay, so we talked about this. These boys had Karmelo sandwiched between them. Karmelo sees a knife coming for them. He jumps out of the way and Austin gets stabbed instead. The voice from the police body cam said, I did it. That's not Karmelo. Do you remember that Judge Roach said that he prepped the IT and audiovisual people for 8 months in readiness for the trial? So I want to highlight this. I didn't know this part because I wasn't following this case, but I need to go back and find that video. So y'all take a screenshot of this, because we need to start digging, because that means that prepped the IT and audiovisual. Y'all, if you don't know what I'm saying, this is tampering with the evidence. This is why they said, and I'm setting Black Americans back, because I'm sharing you how you need to decipher this stuff. And we already know I'm not setting y'all back. I'm just sharing good information, but they don't like this. What was all the prepping when he banned all the cameras from the courtroom? I said, valid question. It's going down in the comments. I said, that is true. What did he prep? Why would he prep? There was no media allowed in the courtroom. My people, I think the video footage that was released was edited and spliced. We know this with other videos, because y'all know they've seen ghosts. People have saw ghosts and splices in the video for us to be manipulated into hearing a confession. Yes. Yes. Let me tell you one thing. Even in YouTube Studio, when you're uploading videos, you can edit out certain things in the videos. Even yet, you can go to StreamYard for free, right? And start doing it yourself. You can edit your videos on StreamYards, and you can remove blunders. If you want this sentence to allow this sentence, just cut it out. Y'all, it happens. And I'm pretty sure his legal team, you can't tell me, y'all, I want to know what is the fight behind the scene. Y'all, for real, this is one thing I'm curious about. What are the discussions and fights behind the scenes for his new legal team to get the video from Collins County, the crystal clear video? Because we know that's not the video. And y'all, I did some more research. I may even bring it up Saturday. Let me get my running list. I did research on what Texas, how can I say this? Since it's not a high school, I'm going to say what technology they could have installed at that particular stadium. You can do enough digging and ask the right questions, and you'll be surprised what you find out. Texas, I will say this. Texas, the technology that they have, especially around their school systems, it is very high quality. We already know that. But did you know that it also includes AI analytics? AI analytics? I'll bring that back to you Saturday. Their cameras, which most schools purchase, and I'm pretty sure since it hosts school events there, they have footage at a very high elite level that includes AI analytics. So once again, I'm pretty sure that Collins County is throwing up challenges. I don't see how, because you're messing with other lawyers. They're going to get that footage. And then let's just say, I doubt it because we heard of the people that was talking about a video before Judge Roach released the video that we did see, right? So, and we know that it was telling the truth, because even with the distorted version of the video, it aligned with what the original, I call them the original 50 people said that they saw in the video. You know, Freezy had no captivity with Freezy had Miss Daisy. I'm assuming she was a Caucasian lady. Even the distorted video aligns with what she said, right? In the crystal clear video. So, but his team, Karmelo Anthony team, but let's just say Tony Talk's vested up, but that video's out there, so they can't destroy it. But let's just say that video didn't exist, and this is the actual video that all that Collins County had. Karmelo Anthony new team can send that distorted video even off to the FBI. Listen to what I'm saying. If you wasn't in the room at the beginning, I'm sorry you missed that piece. But in cases like this, states, they can request the FBI to assist in video footage. So if Collins County don't get that to them, his legal team with the right connections, and listen, they don't even really got to go that high. They could either actually even go to the Texas I guess if they got an investigation bureau, but if not, definitely the FBI can assist. Hell, the FBI was already in Texas investigating Attorney General Kenny Paxton, almost had him in handcuffs. See, this is why I'm glad that some YouTube channels, they focus on the video. Keisha, she's bringing in those interviews, and I'm focused on the documents and the legal stuff and the forensics. And y'all know what we're doing as a network. Please also write this down. This is exactly what we're doing. We are building our own network. This is what they hate, because everybody can't focus on the video. Everybody can't interview people, because who's looking at the documents? Who's looking at the records? Who's looking at the forensics? Y'all, if y'all don't know it, we are becoming an enterprise. Black America is becoming an enterprise, because you could have the skills in this area. I can have the skills in this area. You can have the skills in this area. Y'all, Black America is becoming an enterprise. We are becoming an enterprise. Let's keep pushing. Congratulations, Black America. We are waking up. Black America, we're becoming our own enterprise, because nobody else is going to help us. Nobody else is going to help us. Listen, Black America, take a bow. Take a bow. And we do got allies in other sectors and communities, because when I go to where I'm going for the next 2 weeks, the people that I'm talking to is going to have the demographics of a John Roach. Yeah. They said, come here. I give you some information. I said, what? They was like, come here. I said, okay. Thank you. And I definitely come back and share what I got, okay? Now let's keep going, but take a bow, Black America. And you know what? I think this is why they call me a fake black. I mean, I was confused. I said, what did they mean, a fake black? A fake black. Y'all, they think that we, Black Americans, that we are who, or we should be who they see in the TVs, in the videos, and in the movies, and the documentaries. Y'all, they think that we don't exist. They think that we are all gangbangers, baby mamas, some of, those stereotypes. Y'all, they don't think that people like me and like you exist. So take a bow, Black America. Take a bow. Just go to some of the videos that I've done and just come back under this video. You know what? They probably gonna stay away from this video. But just go back and look at some of the comments. And I've been doing some housekeeping, so I have been removing some of the racist comments under there so that we can actually talk. But y'all, we are doing the thing behind the scenes. So take a bow, Black America. Now let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let's see here. Let's go here. Now, okay. Now, I'm gonna be honest. When I go out, when y'all tell me to go out and look at other videos, I listen, but I also go in the comments. So, and guess what? Ticket TV. Listen, your channel is so much bigger than mine. Why you're not giving your commenters, I'm gonna say love, because I give. Listen, I'm still working on it, but most of the people that come under my videos and comments, I'm talking to you. I'm giving you authentic feedback. But Ticket TV and all of these bigger channels, y'all need to start giving the commenters under your videos some love and attention, because they're dropping knowledge. Now, this particular lady, I got this under Ticket TV. Under Ticket TV. And look how she talking, y'all. She sound like, if she's not a lawyer, she's associated with a lawyer. She may even be a paralegal. Y'all listen what she said, because he was talking about the motion to appeal and I think what the judge did, he suppressed Austin Metcalf's disciplinary package, and they couldn't bring none of that into the court. They didn't want to. Judge Roach locked it down where he only wanted to focus on Austin the day of the actual event. Well, Tony tells Vester, what you mean? That means that Mike Howard agreed to it. Because he didn't push back. That means that Judge Roach was not going to allow no school work records that showed that Austin and Hunter, we're going to focus on Austin, had any behavioral issues, was suspended from school, just whatever his packet was for school. He suppressed all that. Judge Roach just made it so where the DA and Mike Howard would only focus on the morning of. So you remember in the last live, I was building a profile on Austin just based off the photo evidence that the DA put on the website in the state photos of exhibits. That's where I got it from. I built a profile off of Austin Metcalf just by those chats that he sent to Austin. That's what I did in the military. I build profiles off of people. That was easy. Coach, whoever that coach was, he said so much about Austin that people forgot or people didn't pick up on it. Even the prosecutor didn't pick up what they was putting out there for people like me and people like you, because even some people in the live that time, they said, oh, these are the characteristics of Austin. I said, you got it. The prosecution didn't even know that they was, oh my gosh, let's keep reading. So shout out to you, Angie Boo Chronicles. I don't even know if your UI exists, but I'm definitely going to give you love and attention over here. You are partly right, but only about the motion for the new trial, because he was discussing the appeal process, right? Look what she said. The trial judge has up to 75 days to decide the motion. Woo. The appeal, right? It was filed on November the 9th. So we're talking about November, slow down. June the 9th, July the 9th, which is next week. That's 30 days. August the 9th is 60 days. September the 9th. So it's going to happen, I'm going to say, at the middle of the end of August. The trial judge has up to 75 days to decide this motion. However, the trial judge is not the final decision making on the appeal. Ticket TV and you bigger channels, you gotta pay attention to your comments. You gotta show love to the people that's coming to your videos and putting all this information out here. If the judge declined the motion, or it is automatically denied after 75 days, the appealing judge still reviews the appeal and can still order a new trial, a new punishment hearing, or another appropriate remedy if they find reversible error. I'm like, Ticket TV, you're not paying attention to your comments? I'm just using this as an example. In other words, the trial judge gets the first opportunity to correct errors. So we're talking about John Roach through a motion for a new trial, but the appealing court has its own independent authority. The trial judge, did I cut it off? Okay. The trial judge cannot block the appellate court from granting relief if the appellate judge concludes that the law requires it. Come on, y'all. Take a picture of this. And shout out to this user, right? Because you know, avatars, it is what it is. But Angie Boo Chronicles, God dang, I want to read that again just through its whole entirety. So she's talking to Ticket TV. You are partially right, but only about the motion of a new trial. The trial judge, who is John Roach, has up to 75 days to decide the motion. However, the trial judge, who is John Roach, is not the final decision making on the appeal. If the judge denies the motion, John Roach, or it is automatically denied after 75 days, that means that Judge Roach didn't want to deal with it. He was just going to let it sit and die. The appellate judge still review the appeal and can order a new trial, a new punishment hearing, or another appropriate remedy if they find reversible error. We're going to talk about that too. Hold on. We're going to talk about that too on Saturday. And y'all know what time I come in on Saturday at 9:45. If you can't make it, please hit the replay. In other words, the trial judge can get the first opportunity to correct errors through a motion. Judge Roach ain't gonna do that. He's too arrogant for a new trial, but the appellate court has its own independent authority. The trial judge cannot block the appeals court from granting relief if the appellate judge concludes that the law requires it. God dang, God dang, God dang. Ooh. Come on with it. Come on with it. Let me go to the chats on this one. Come on, happy about our enterprise. Come on with it. Without the blacks, coon selling. Oh, I know, lady. But without the blacks, the coons snaking us and selling us out for pennies on the dollar. Come on with it. This is what I was talking about. We must network. Yes. I'm from Louisiana and have an accent. I live 25 minutes from Fresco. I've been in Texas for 11 years. Karmelo Anthony says, hold on. He put his hands on me. Right. I was just protecting myself. I know I'm not. Come on. Listen. See what I'm saying? Ticket don't listen. And Ticket ain't reading, y'all. Ticket is not reading. Matter of fact, I'm finna go back to his videos and see what else nuggets they dropping. They're highly mistaken if they think we all degenerates. Right. They call me a fake black. But what they use. Let me see here. The judge let everything slide, and Mike Howard too, even if the so-called evidence had the wrong date on it. Right. Because they didn't care. They was never going to put Karmelo Anthony on the stand. And Mike Howard was play lawyer. Now, hold on. Is that it? So let me go ahead and tell you why. I want to go ahead and address the thumbnail. Let me drop this down. I want to go ahead and tell you the reasons for this thumbnail because I don't want to forget it. And I don't want to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and hate that I forgot to bring this up. My 3 reasons on why Karmelo Anthony did not take the stands. The first thing that Mike Howard, if he would have did his job, he would have asked Karmelo, tell me a little bit about yourself. Did you see or remember how Karmelo Anthony was talking to the police officer after the event? Do y'all recall how calm and he had the manners? No, sir. Yes, sir. If Mike Howard would have put Karmelo Anthony out on that stand, everybody in that courtroom, which is also another reason why he didn't want the media in the courtroom, because when they put Karmelo Anthony out on that stage, like I said, I build profiles on people. They would have been like, this kid? They're trying to try this kid for first-degree murder? It would have started causing doubt. And they didn't want that in Collins County. See, I think, my opinion, I think, as I stated in the beginning of this video, it was orchestrated from the beginning. You saw what Texas law says. It should have been a trial within 6 months. If it was so clear cut and the defense only took 30 minutes to find this young man guilty, why did it take over a year from the incident to have a case? What? June 4th, June 5th, June 6th, which was the Saturday, come back that Monday at June 8th and found him guilty on June 9th. So if it was, listen to what I'm trying to say, y'all. If it was that crystal clear, why did it take over 1 year to find, to have the trial? Even Karmelo Anthony, he has a right. I forgot what amendment it was. You have the right to a speedy trial. Hold on. You have the right to a speedy trial. Hold on. That's either going to be 6, 7, or 8. Hold on. The Sixth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees a criminal defendant the right to a speedy trial and a public trial. It prevents the government from holding an accused individual in indefinite pretrial detention and ensures evidence. Evidence remains fresh. Hold on, so y'all can see this. Wait, I want y'all to see this. So once again, to whoever that was, they were right. And I need to go back and find the video when they said, why did John Roach say it was going to take eight months for AI, for IT and the audiovisual teams to do whatever they had to do? Why? It was not even, no cameras was allowed in the courtroom. So what was he doing for 8 months? And if y'all don't know what IT is, IT means information technology. Y'all remember when I kept talking about forensics, media forensics, cleaning up data, metadata? It's that type of stuff. And audiovisual, 1 + 1 is 2. Audiovisual is the video itself. So you mean to tell me, because I gotta find the video, if Judge Roach spent 8 months just for IT and audiovisual, what were you doing it on? Because the only audio and visual thing that he presented as evidence, I'm sorry, Greg Willis, DA. What were you doing? The only audio and video stuff was, of course, the body cam and the footage from the high school. 8 months on that? Y'all, let me go ahead and pull up the Sixth Amendment, y'all. Let me go ahead and pull up the Sixth Amendment for y'all. Because I didn't know it even said all that. I know it was an amendment for a speedy trial. It even said something about the evidence staying fresh. Okay. Hold on. Let's just do the math. Okay. Texas law says about 6 months you should go to trial, right? So we're talking about, I don't know when let's say July or June. I don't know when they released them on bond. So let's just say August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Oh my gosh. That lines up with about 8 months. I need to go back and find out when exactly Karmelo Anthony was released on bond. And it will start counting backwards from there, okay? Let me go ahead and pull this up right here. The Sixth Amendment. We're going to go to the, let's see here. I'm going to go to the actual Library of Congress. Let's see exactly what it says. It want me to perform security verification, cybersecurity. Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you something else about cybersecurity. Since they don't want me to share information and they said I'm setting the Black community, setting them behind by sharing this information. Let me tell you something else. Even with those cell phones, but especially when it comes to video evidence, there should have been a team in forensics, cybersecurity, CSI. When they got that video footage, they supposed to have put a hash on it. A hash and some encryptions. Because to all of you haters and racists out there, when you come and agitate me, you actually motivate me. So I'm going to start dropping some jewels in here. So when it comes to evidence, especially digital evidence, the first thing they supposed to do is they supposed to make an authentic original copy, right? Let's say from the school, and hash it. That means and encrypt it. That means without an encryption key, you may be able to view it, but you won't be able to modify it. Or you can put a private, I'm finna drop some nuggets on you. Since they say that I'm setting the Black community back, you can have a private encryption key where only you and the other person that has the decryption key can only look at the video. But of course they didn't do that. But that's what should have happened. But at a minimum, they should have hashed it, because that means even without the encryption part of it, even without the encryption part of it, even with the hash, HASH, you can have the original hash, and let's say before it went back into to be presented to the jury, Mike Howard, he should have had his forensic team run a hash against the video just to make sure that those numbers match. That means that nothing was modified or altered. I'm dropping something on you now. This is what's supposed to happen, but of course we know that didn't happen. But let's go ahead. Thank you, Father. I think somebody needed to know that at that particular time. I don't know who you is, but I think somebody's supposed to know that at that particular time, okay? Let's see here. This is different, but I'm just going to show you this right here. Let me just do this right here, and I'll just send it to myself while I'm talking, because I definitely want to get to this. Yeah, I want to go ahead and play. And also with this network right here, I left out something in this network. Since I'm setting Black America back by sharing too much information, they must think that we ain't competent. When sharing information, the video, looking at the records, we're dissecting the crime scenes from a layman's point of view. You know what this is also called? This is another cybersecurity term. It's called data aggregation, where you could take this piece of information and you could take this piece of information and you could review all the documents and you could put together everything that you need to see the whole picture. Data aggregation. This is actually, y'all, this is what every scene, every lawyer, every prosecutor, even the defense, they supposed to put all the pieces, the puzzles together, because why would you trust the prosecution data aggregation technology, methodology, when Mike Howard, you could have did your own. You could have did exactly what I'm doing over here with the forensics, the photos and everything. Objection, based off my research, DA Greg Willis just lied, because based off this right here, this conflicts with what my team brought up. Judge Rosen said bring it to the stand. Either he would allow it or ejection, whatever the legal term is. But Mike Howard didn't do nothing. But let me go ahead. We already talked about this one. I'm going to send that 6th Amendment over here, y'all. I hope y'all catching everything down, because, hey, now I want to go ahead and talk about this and bring it back up, Freezy. Let me go break up my slides. I'm going to pause right here before I go into this next segment. This is the last segment. Really only got 2 slides on this, and I'm going to let y'all go. Let's see. Frizzy did a video on Tuesday, Tony. He's showing the name of what they use. Okay. Oh, that's the 6-hour video, a 5-hour video. I got to spend time on that because it's so long. That's why I try to keep my videos kind of short so you can review it quickly. But if that's I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I got to take some time on that. 6 hours long or 5 hours long. Frisco use hurdle. Oh. Hold on. Thank you for that. See, I do have my notes. Thank you for that. Free Karmelo Anthony. Tony, go look at No Captivity with Freezy. He did a video on TB. Okay. Plus, even the police body cam has the wrong date. Yes. So many people has brought that up too. You crazy as hell if you think the FBI. Do y'all see this right here? They don't know that black people work in the FBI. Black people work in the FBI. I will say this here. Let me go ahead and say this right here. I even applied to the FBI. And they want you to know, they want you to think that the FBI won't do nothing for Black America. Really? Really? Okay. Yo, they don't. This stuff is comical. Matter of fact, I'm not, y'all don't even block him. I want him to say something else crazy. He's proving my point. Let's see here. Already in trouble for bullying a young, right, which is, yes. Already in trouble for bullying a young lady, elementary school. I'm just going to say allegedly, but this is why things are coming up and things don't line up. The mother was already, listen, yes. And who told that? I think it was one of the videos. I got to look that up too, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Plus, Judge Rose said he knows Melo was guilty, right? And he took 8 months to prepare for this case. Why? Right. If it only took 30 minutes to find him guilty, and it only took 3 to 4 to 5 days for the whole entire trial, why it took 8 months for the evidence? Get out of here. And that wasn't no evidence to me. They were called to deal with the twins, right? That's how the mother could make it before the ambulance call. She said she was at work, but right. You know exactly what video. Yes, that's the video I'm looking for, and I think I have it. But that was at the beginning of when I started talking about this trial. Somebody's lying in the chat, okay? And the reason she was already on her way and can make it before the ambulance, even though her job was an hour's late, because the twins allegedly was in trouble for bullying an elementary girl. Yes, I've heard that too. You're right, matches above. Hey, Queen Tony. Hey, how you doing, Patricia? How you doing, girl? You be getting it down in the comments. The reason given as why Karmelo didn't testify is because he was What? Yeah, I know you lying. No wonder you said this Tiffany person. Hold on, Tiffany. Ghosts. No. Oh my gosh. Not only for the boys, mother worked far from where the event was remembered. She said she made it before the ambulance. If you could remember the concerts they were coming for. And the mother did. I did get the mother. I do remember the video. She said she made it before the ambulance. You're right. Melo was talking about the fight, not the poking. Right. Facts. We need someone confession now. Free Karmelo Anthony. Right. Yes. Salute to Bishop. Yes, he was real and very genuine. So this is what I got here. Okay. This is just my opinion. This is my opinion. And I watched this. I was watching Keisha. I think she did a 3-hour video. So I was able to go through it. And I definitely don't want to keep y'all that long. So I may just only play 1 or 2 clips from the bishop. But he said at the end of the Keisha video, and also when he did another video that came out about 5 or 6 days ago with a rapper that just got out of jail. So he's saying that the appeal process is not going to be as short as what we think it is. He said it would take an act of God. And I agree. And of course, he's basing that off of his experience, because he said he was a troubled young man and did crimes. And he also was, he went to jail and everything like this. But he did say something right. It's going to take an act of God. And I think that God is already moving in this case. Like I said, I'm going to be doing my research tomorrow, starting tonight, regarding the expedited appeal process. And I think, because we already said, if they can't rush to 75 days for John, let me pull it back up so y'all know what I'm referring to. If they can't rush to 75 days to make John Roach decide on the motion, Karmelo Anthony will be at least behind bars. If I did the calculation right, to mid-August, okay? But with that being said, he is being protected and guarded. But I don't think it's going to take that long. I think somebody is going to make a call, do what they need to do behind the scenes, and get this case expedited, especially when they get the video. Now, let's talk about this timeline, because this just popped in my head too. Since Judge Roach knows that he has 75 days, he may stall the process in releasing the video. And he may release the video exactly at 75 days. And once his new legal term, if they have not received the video, once they get that video and see that Karmelo Anthony was set up, that is definitely grounds for an overnight appeal and a release. You can pick up the phone. I can't say too much, but you can pick up the phone and have an appellate judge hint on call, hey, or the very next morning, and his legal lawyers can present evidence, and Karmelo Anthony could be walking out of the jail the same day within hours. So that's what we're going to pray for. That's what we're going to pray for. But in God's timing. So when I said, please be patient, let the team do exactly what they need to do. Just let the team do exactly what they need to do without me saying anything else. Okay. And let me continue to read. While y'all read this on the screen, let me continue to read a few more because I only got 2 more slides. One of the body cam videos said, right. Y'all, even the police record said that some of the body cam was not working. It didn't record testimonies from the witnesses. Man, this is all a cover. Having the law behind him in that picture, that looks like the judge in this commercial. Because of the correction, Jeff was known to be a bully. The realtor circle, he was bullying people. I have the law on his side, and this goes right along with his realtor's commercial, Jeff, where he was speaking. Okay. Judge Cockroach decided not to put cameras in the courtrooms because he didn't want his best friend Jeff Metcalf to get caught by viewers giving hand signals. I heard about that. And also, Judge Roach said on Court TV that cameras in the courtroom was not part of the equation for a fair trial. Take that how you want to take that. That's what he said. Cameras in the courtroom was not part of the equation for a fair trial because he said this because judges can't do what they want to do. Lawyers can't be who they are. Witnesses, he said that everybody act different when cameras in the room. Oh my gosh. I want to remember to play that. You are correct. Please, Melo said, I'm not guilty. I know I'm not guilty. You are speaking the truth. Thank you, Slim. Thank you. Yes, this is something that she was saying before we ever discovered Eddie changing his clothes. So I believe there are some people out there that know and that's just scared to speak up. It's something. So if you're ever in this situation, it's something called anonymous, making a phone call, speaking to law enforcement anonymously, being anonymous. That is something, especially if you was an eyewitness and you saw everything, but you was a part of a school and nobody approached you to give a statement, but in your hearts of hearts, because I've even had people over here with white Americans avatars and say, hey, I'm really trying to figure this out. Where are you getting this information from? And I said, hey, just look at the arrest records. So I'm going back again. There is a sector of white America that's actually trying to have an open mind about this case. So hey, I'm free in the comments. But they can't come in here acting crazy. Eddie changed it. Yeah. So you could give details anonymously. Jane Doe. I know y'all heard of that. Jane Doe. It happens. It caught Austin on accident. This is why Eddie Holland clothes was full of blood. The reason he ran and changed them. So I guess this is someone that might have been in the tent. Hey, and just to let you know, all of those students, when they left the stadium, they went to the bus. So, at that time, they were on the bus, talking, sharing this, sharing this. Somebody got a copy of the video somewhere down in some folders. They saved it somewhere that nobody knows they got a copy, just in case somebody come knocking on that door and they say, I want to ask for immunity. I'm so sorry, but I got a copy of the footage, because those 21 students, especially under them tents, once again, you can't tell me that 21 students, let's say 19 students under them tents, nobody filmed nothing. No, those phones was confiscated for a reason. And to everybody that was under the comments when I brought up the cell phones, I'm not talking about the text. I'm talking about the video footage. That is one thing that the cell phones companies don't have control of. Now, even with my devices, they sync within a 24-hour period. So I'm pretty sure the police went to the bus, confiscated the phones, but oh, somebody uploaded something in a cloud somewhere. Woo! Just in case somebody comes knocking and they're going to ask for immunity because they got a copy of what happened in the stand somewhere in the clouds. Amazon, Google, whoever, they got something, so or they sent it to somebody. Hey, I just need to send you this. Don't tell nobody. Just hold it for me. Just hold it for me. You're right. His lawyers suck. Ineffective for counsel. Now, I want to get back to this. Now, just to going back to address the thumbnail, then we'll go over the last two slides. This is why they didn't want Karmelo Anthony to get on the stands. He would tell exactly what he saw from his point of view if Mike Howard would have just did his job. Even if they got that far, even with Mike Howard attempting to suppress the evidence, he could have got on the stand and said, Karmelo Anthony, describe to me, first of all, describe who you are to the jury. Karmelo Anthony. Yes, sir. My name is Karmelo Anthony. I have a 3.7 GPA. I have 21 scholarship offers. I'm the captain of the football team. I'm the captain of the track team. I'm looking to go to college to be a lawyer. I love God. I didn't mean to do it. DA Greg Willis. Objection! Mike Howard would have said, okay, Karmelo, we're going to get to that. Where Karmelo Anthony, he's going to look over at Judge. This is what he should have did. Looked over the DA Willis. Where Karmelo Anthony, since you was about to go ahead and start that, go ahead and tell the jury exactly what happened. They didn't want him to do that. That's why even Mike Howard, he was part of the setup, my opinion. That's why he didn't want him on there. Another reason they didn't want him on there, because everybody, even without the cameras in the room, the people, the public was going to be able to walking out of the room and saying, that's that kid. Did y'all watch Lakeisha video on how the bishop described Karmelo Anthony the same way? And I hate to call his name, but his initials is CW, just the same way that he described Karmelo Anthony. They said Karmelo Anthony was shaking. That means everybody that walked out of that courtroom, they would have been puzzled and it would have been doubt. He couldn't have did that. That's why they didn't want Karmelo Anthony on the stage. And it was another reason I wrote down on why they didn't want Karmelo Anthony on there. It's because of racism. Yeah, I'm going to say it. It's because of racism. And I'm going to say that with my chest. It's because of racism. I'm going to believe that the Madcap boys, and along with Eddie and some other people under that tent, was jealous of Karmelo Anthony because he was a very highly intelligent, young black man that had a very bright future. Yeah, racism. That's why they didn't want Karmelo Anthony on that witness stand. Mike Howard. He was part of it. I'm hearing that him and Greg Willis, was one of his teachers in college, or they was associated in college some type of way. I'm still doing my due diligence on that. I need to research, allegedly. But a lot of people is coming out now that even they had I don't want to say relationship, because that you may take that the wrong way, but they even had some type of relationship behind the scenes. But I'm still doing my homework on that. Trust me. As long as this case is going and the appeal process, there is so much information for us to break down where we don't even have to talk about the video no more unless we're going to reference it, because so much is coming out about this right here. But yeah, that's my reasons why Karmelo Anthony didn't take the stand in his defense. And even the bishop said he begged Karmelo Anthony's father to put him on the stands. And you know what Karmelo Anthony's father said? What Mike Howard said. Even the bishop said that he supposedly went to the courthouse to actually be a defendant witness. But Karmelo Anthony's father said, but Mike Howard. Bishop said he was waiting on the call. It never came. Mike Howard put somebody else on the stand, because if the bishop got up on the stands, he would have broke it down exactly of who Karmelo Anthony was, the same way that he broke it down on Lakeisha Keisha. He would have said some things that would have caused even, and now listen, when you got somebody of the cloth talking to the jury, even then when they racist self, hold on, this is a bishop talking. They could have been conflicted, like, oh my gosh, okay, I know what our marching orders is, but hold on, this is a man of the cloth. Why you think Mike Howard didn't even call the bishop to defend Karmelo Anthony or he didn't even call the bishop. Didn't they come out say a mumbling word? Yep, mumbling. Hey, yeah, not a mumbling word. Not a mumbling word. Exactly. You work for me. Why didn't he? Yes, I listen. Okay, I read you. Okay, I read you. Oh no, I read you, right? Yeah, I read you. Okay, so this is it. So this is last two slides. I'm gonna let you go. Now, Freezy. I haven't watched this video. I think this is the video that he released 3 days ago, right? 2 days ago. Tomorrow be 3. Remember last week when I was trying to demonstrate, last Saturday when I was trying to demonstrate the actual headlock that is coming out, that somebody's claiming that Karmelo Anthony has confided in his lawyers and said that Austin had him in the headlock. And I'm so glad that Freezy did this thumbnail, because it actually helps prove my case on what I said Saturday. Now let's just say Austin had him like this, right? Freezy is out of the picture. Austin had him just like this. Now, according to the womb, let me bring this picture here. Nah, come on. Let's do homework. Now, do you see where the womb supposed to had hit Austin in the chest? This is the actual document that came out of the prosecution photos exhibit folder on Collins County, Texas.gov website, right? Do you see where the mark on this side, and it's right here near the left nipple, right in that area? Now let's go back to this photo here. Let's go back to this photo here. And thank you, Freezy. You didn't even know I needed this. So let's just say he was sitting up or standing up. How could Karmelo get either one of his arms up and over his whole entire body and go down without cutting Austin on his forearm to reach his chest? That would be an awkward arm movement, even if he was left-handed or right-handed. This is what I was trying to demonstrate. Even if he was sitting up, especially if he was sitting down, but even if he was standing up, how could Karmelo Anthony, if he was right-handed, reach over his body and go down, get the knife in between Austin's body and forearm and hit him in the chest with enough power for 2 inches deep? And the left arm, well, it can't happen. Okay, that's the left arm, that's right arm. Matter of fact, Karmelo's right arm is pinned against Austin's stomach area. Now, how could he get the knife up that way? Now, even using this picture, because I don't even have to demonstrate myself, if the knife or the weapon was in Karmelo's opposite hand to Austin's body, how could he get his arm up and over and in between Austin's body and forearm? Now, oh, this part is easy. Now, if Austin had him in a headlock, bent downward, right? Why would Karmelo Anthony even attempt, even standing up, why would Karmelo Anthony even attempt to hit him in the chest when if you're down and if the weapon is in my arm, why would I even go up? I would tear up your thighs and your legs and your knees and even stab you in the foot, especially if you got me bent over and I got that knife in my hand. Why would I even attempt to go up to the chest? I can hit you in the legs. Guess what? Guess where the main artery is in the body? It's in the thigh. What they call that artery? Y'all know that it's the main vein. Is in your thigh. Karmelo Anthony could have hit him in the thigh, in the muscles of the legs, of the calves, of the shins, of the foot. Why would he focus on the chest? This is why I think there was somebody. Let me go in and change this right here. That somebody came across. So think about this. Think about using the picture here on a white sheet of paper. Doesn't that look like if somebody came over the, I'm going to say the right shoulder of Austin and boo, look at the angle. Look at the angle. That's coming across the body. Now, if Karmelo Anthony, if he was able to stick Austin like this in a headlock, that young man is flexible and he's able to do some bodies beyond physics. Because I would want him to demonstrate in the courtroom how he was able to hit Austin in the chest with that. Also, I'm wondering, so you remember when we went over the elements of a crime scene, there is a portion of it called reenactment. Why didn't Greg Willis, he should have enacted this on how Karmelo Anthony even got the wound in Austin's chest at this angle, y'all. Listen, this is what I want to point out. The angle of the knife of entry is at an angle. If Karmelo Anthony even charging towards him, don't you think the wound entry would have been vertical or even horizontal? This thing is at an angle. I think somebody came over the shoulder and hit him in the chest. But I think they really could have been aiming for Karmelo, depending on, I don't know what. Or they could have been aiming for Austin. I'm sorry. See, because if I was Hunter, because we already heard that testimony from Hunter. Hunter said he didn't even see who the stabbing was. Let me tell you one thing. Let me go ahead and say this right here. If that was my brother in the stands, by the time, see, cause when they was working on my brother, I would have been hollering and screaming, who did this to my brother? Who stabbed my brother? Because remember, Hunter said he didn't even see the stabbing. Hunter said he didn't see the stabbing. So why he didn't ask anybody who did the stabbing? Who saw it? Who saw it? Austin didn't even, Hunter didn't even say, I went around asking who did it, who did it, who did it, who did it. I went at Hunter didn't even recall or tell the interview that he went through everybody. He was going up and down his teammates. What happened? Oh my gosh, I didn't see it. What happened? He didn't say this. He was calm like a cucumber. Hunter was calm like a cucumber, even in that interview. He was cool like a cucumber. That would have been one of us. We still would have had bloodshot eyes. You could have seen the salt stains on our face. We would have had a raggedy t-shirt. You could tell that we was in distress. You could have felt our energy come out of the cameras. You could have even heard us say, but I'm going to find out what happened to my brother. Even Austin said, I didn't know. I didn't see what happened. He was too calm. But we're going to let Austin deal with his own ghosts. Hint, hint. We're going to let Austin deal with his own ghosts. But I want to bring this picture up to you without saying, look to the left, look to the right, depending on what side, look to what's on the other side of frenzy. You mean to tell me that's all the damage that was done? Hint, hint. You mean to tell me that's all the damage that was done? Well, Tony Talks vested up compelling sports edge. I know you're not saying what you're saying. Yes, I'm saying what I'm saying. Is that all the damage that was done? What Tony Talks vested up, that's not the real picture. You want to bet? Go to Collins County tx.gov and go out there to photos exhibits and go to the prosecution photos exhibits. You mean to tell me, y'all, if that's all it took for Austin to leave this world, and since he was a Christian, his dad, Joe Madcow, he said he's a Christian, right? It was God's timing. That is the actual picture. That is the actual picture. That's the picture, y'all. They want us to believe that's what unalived him. That picture right there. That's it. I don't see no organs. I can't see past that layer of tissue. God made us in such a way, even though this body is fragile in terms of getting in an accident of a case like that, but it can withstand a lot. You mean to tell me that's what took him out? Okay. Now, is it in the same shape as what I just showed you here? Yeah, it's definitely in the same shape of this photo here. It's definitely in the same shape. But you know what? Since the officers was talking about a utility tool, I'm thinking the reason why they have the autopsy seal, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Either this was not his main cause of transitioning. It could have been something else. And you know what the rumor is? Illegal substance. But let's just say illegal substance was not in his bloodstream. It could be another wound on his body. Yeah. I think that's why I think he got hit twice. If Karmelo Anthony did it or not, I think there could be another wound on his body, which is why the autopsy is sealed. Because if he was found guilty of this, why even seal up the autopsy? Why even distort video footage? Now, so they said they want us to believe that they distorted the video footage to hide the identities of the teenagers. Well, there is something called, I forgot what the name of it is since we're talking about terms over here, where you can modify or blacken out the other students to hide their identities, black them out, or, kind of make them, look X out or whatever the case may be. But you still could have left Karmelo Anthony face, Austin face, Hunter face, and the other assailants in the video, where we can only focus on those particular individuals. But of course, they didn't do that either. They blotted everything out, everything. So it is what it is. But the new legal team, they'll take care of it. And that's it for tonight, y'all. Yeah. Oh, I want to show this right here. We already went over the arrest record, but for all of the haters and crazy people in the room, if you could zoom in, let me go ahead and drop myself. I'm trying to make this bigger. Just look right there on his arrest record. You could just zoom in, take a screenshot, go get closer to it. However you need to do it. It's going to show his weight of 130. I don't care if it's his driving license weight, a track weight. I don't care. He still was smaller than those Madcap boys. All right, now it's already been 2 hours and 18 minutes. I told you I don't like to go over 2 hours because I don't like taking up your time, and I want you to actually get the information. So I'm gonna go down to the bottom and work my way up about 2 more minutes. Read the comments about 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna move. Woo! Oh my gosh. Okay. I think this is okay. Yeah, that's right. Hey, how you doing? That's right. Look at the face of that report. Yes, we've even talked about that. I've blown it up and it showed this whole side of the face is like, woo. If Austin had a side head like or or a guillotine choke, an upward stab is possible. Okay, it's possible. That's what you say. I can't see it. But at that angle, are you looking at the angle? A guillotine, a side headlock. That's impossible. I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. How would I can't see it? Okay, you said it's possible. Okay. Hunter had KA in a headlock punching him. Austin never got close to KA because Eddie and another boy was in the way. Austin moved his arm, then Austin grabbed his chest. Oh, let me bring this up. Somebody else had put in the comments, why nobody talked about, because even Hunter said he whipped around and that's when he saw that Austin was hurt. So you mean to tell me Karmelo Anthony hit him in the chest and Austin didn't say nothing? He didn't scream, he didn't holler, he didn't do anything? Okay. Well, they called Karmelo an adult all through the police records. They can show Austin. Right. They definitely can show Austin, even if they don't want to show Hunter. But I say show Hunter too. Those three individuals, they definitely can show on the video. This is unreal. No fingerprints, no DNA done on the case. I salute you, bold lioness. Stay bold as a lion and gentle as a dove. God got you. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. I thought that was the artery that ran through the heart and lung and the thigh. Yeah, I know it is. What did they call that? But it's something in the thigh where you can bleed out of the whole entire body. What is that artery called? But yeah, it's that main artery. That they're not telling and showing the real cause of death. Definitely hiding something. They said it hit a part of the heart that couldn't save him. That's what the prosecution put out there. I really don't know what to say. I'm definitely not a medical examiner. I don't know, but I mean, it's only like 2 inches. Where am I ruling? It's only like 2 inches. So I've known people that got stabbed with butcher knives and still walking around. Butcher knives. Hold on. Y'all can't even see me. Hold on. Let me go back up. Here we go. I've seen people get hit with butcher knives and still walking around with multiple wounds and they still walking around. So gotta remember these recessive genes carries a weak. Oh god. Oh, okay, it's in the heart, not the thigh. Is that, maybe that's what I'm thinking about? Okay, but there is something where you can hit something in the thigh and it still bleeds out. There's still a major blood vessel in the thigh. It's something in the thigh where you can actually bleed out. Because remember, and I'm a veteran, when soldiers used to get in the war field, they need tourniquets on the leg. That's why I know it's something in the thigh, because we used to get trained on if that part of the body got shot or if that part of the body need to be amputated, we had to do a tourniquet. Because it's something in the thigh if you can bleed out. And all I'm just trying to say, if I was Karmelo, right, I wouldn't hit him in the chest if he had me in the headlock and my arm was down. I would be hitting him in the thigh. So I gotta find out what that is. Supposedly the coroner said it was an upward stagward motion, not a downward. But look at the angle. An upward stabbing motion to make that? An upward stabbing motion to make that hit in the chest. Well, if it was an upward stabbing motion, that means that womb, it would have been different. I'm about to look at it, but thank you for that. I will consider that. You see how I got an open mind. You see I got an open mind. There's a certain sector of America that don't even got an open mind. But thank you for that. I will. It is an artery vein or order artery. Okay. Chest walls, past rib cage, heart wall, 2 inches knife poke more than likely. Did not do this. Okay, hold on, Bunny. Oh, what's up, Bunny? You see, I gave you that wrench today. Chest wall, past rib cage, heart wall, 2-inch knife poke. More than likely did not do this. Major blood artery, aorta in the groin area. That's the one. Femoral artery, Simmons, someone else stabbed Austin. That's why the real knife missing. Come on with it, y'all. Y'all Google that after this live and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If I was Karmelo, I would hit him in the thigh just to get him off me. Just to get him up, because we know this was not premeditated murder, not with no 2 inches. If he had the blade is 3.5 inches long. There we go. Yes. Okay, yes. That's why they got rid of the real rapid, because it's Hunter's knife. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure y'all hit the like. That's all I ask for. I don't want no cash apps. Just hit the like button. That's all I need. Thank you so much. And just share it. Just share it with one person. That's all I want. No fingerprints or DNA done. Right. It looks more like a real choke hole that hasn't been completed. Well, this was just an image. Of course, this was just an image. But I'm glad I saw this because, I was able to kind of have a frame of mind, and I was able to look at the arms and imagine arm movement, and I can't see it happening. Not from him. Yes, you're right. He did say, what are the results of the finger? Ain't none. It never was brought out. Regarding fingerprints. Not that I know of, and not the recounts that I heard. Now we'll have to go back to Freezy when this guilty verdict first came out, when he had the panel up there with Queen 88 and Nick Nack, and they had another lady. I will have to go back to look at everything now that since we got the video and everything. Free Karmelo, wrongful convicted. Yes, Mary. Carmelo's head was headlocked over Austin's heart. There you go. Somebody else hit Austin, aiming for Karmelo head, which could explain the cut over. You right, because look at this right here. And they say, y'all, we over here talking crazy and fabricating. No, we're trying to put this together for one of our own. And if that's the case, let us have our peace. We ain't mess with nobody, but we know something's wrong in this case. But y'all, I can't blow it up, but that's the picture right there. Just look closely. Ooh. He got jumped. He got beat in his face. Hunter a minute on Fox News that it was hit. And I gotta find that video. If you find that video, please, Nika Love, come back to this video and post a link, please. Oh my gosh. We don't know where the womb is located. Hunter said he made a mistake. He did say he made a mistake. Hunter said a mistake was made. Oh, yes, he did. Hunter said it was a mistake, and then he cut it off. Okay, what'd you say? Freezy said the picture with Karmelo Anthony in a headlock was just an image. Right. I totally understand that, but it was just something that I wanted to. It still was a possibility of a headlock, because either he had him in a headlock standing up as this, or sitting down or bent over. But yes, I understand this is just an image, but it still proved my case of what I was saying on Saturday. Even with him standing up in a headlock, how could he make that? Even with the opposite hand. If he was sitting down, that would even be harder, because that means that his arm would have to come up and over and down in between Austin's forearm and his body. So I still can't see that. But yes, I totally understand it was just an image he chose to use, but he explained in a clear video how, okay, so he's saying the same thing, that Karmelo Anthony couldn't do it, which, come on with it. And Mike Howard, you could have took the same thing. Mike Howard didn't even need the autopsy. He could have used the same photo that I just showed you for the medical examiner, this right here, and try to reenact and show that Karmelo Anthony couldn't hit him in the chest at this angle. Mike Howard, come on, Mike Howard. Watch the video. Hunter had Karmelo in a headlock. Eddie poked Austin in the chest by accident. And y'all, if this happened just like this, see, that's why Hunter can't even tell on Eddie, because they can't say, police officer, it was an accident. Eddie, we was trying to kill Karmelo Anthony. We was trying to hurt him. So that's why everybody, shh. They just took out one of their own. It's called a friendly fire. Collateral damage. Watch the video. Hunter had Karmelo in a headlock. Eddie poked Austin in the chest by accident. Austin tried to get around Eddie, grab Karmelo bag. So Eddie, depending on, okay, so Austin fell down. If we're watching the video, Austin fell down this way, like he was a bowling ball, just knocking people out the way. That means Eddie had to come. So that means Eddie had to come left-handed and was probably trying to aim at Karmelo in the same headlock, but Karmelo dropped down, crawled out, and the knife hit Austin in the chest. Now that lines up, but they can't tell nothing because they was part of a plot to actually hurt somebody else. Damn, they was that jealous of Karmelo Anthony. They was gonna stab that young man to death. They was that jealous of Karmelo Anthony, out of all things, not beat him up, but also to stab him. Whew. Hunter was guilty, claimed Karmelo wasn't even there long enough to do anything. Oh, I'm glad you brought up time. So, hey, now, regarding the camera's footage, and I'm gonna let y'all go. It's over 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now, let's talk about the camera's footage. Should have brought this up earlier. So the video footage they showed us is about 4 minutes long, right? Before the altercation started. The original 30 people said the altercation happened in 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. Imagine every young folk, even adult right now, you can walk through the airport, you can even walk through your office. Everybody got their phone already open and scrolling or doing something. So if you hear somebody even walking up the bleachers, that means how fast do you think, if I already got my phone open, it's going to take for me to hit an app and hit record? And they want us to believe that 19 to 21 people did not have enough time to pull out their phone even after the event to capture anything. Not even to capture Hunter screaming. Not even to capture, and let me tell you one thing, the blood splatter, Eddie clothes, if that's true that it had the blood on it, he was the one, because Hunter didn't say that Eddie was holding Austin. Even the police officer said that there was no students helping Austin. So how would Eddie get blood on his clothes? How would Eddie get blood on his clothes? Because there's no witness said that Eddie attempted to perform any life-saving measures on Austin. Okay, let's keep going. But yeah, so especially in 4 minutes, you mean to tell me no students had their phone out? So that means 4 minutes since Hunter said, or somebody said, that Austin told him 15 times to move. You mean to tell me after one or two chances they hearing voices flare, nobody picked up the phone and started recording? Okay. The only reasons they ain't giving up Eddie, the only reason they ain't giving up Eddie is because it's Hunter's knife. Come on with it. There you go. Karmelo Anthony was too quick and Eddie got him. He changed clothes. There we go. What? making all this up? Nah, this is called, you know what, y'all? Here's another term for you. This is called scene reenactment. Hold on. To all of the haters in the room, let him breathe. Let him breathe. This is called scene reenactment. Everything that we're doing over here as an enterprise at Tony Talks Vested Up, Compelling Sports Edge, this is actually part of solving a case. It's called scene reenactment. Let's see here. Let me let y'all go. Let's see here. Let me put this right here. Okay, that's in Texas. Okay, got it. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Here we go. I'm sorry. Scene reenactment. For what I'm about to show you, is called scene reconstruction. Scene reconstruction. This is exactly what we doing. Here we go. Scene reconstruction. Oh, I just love it when they coming over here. Positions of individuals. Movement analysis. Sequence of events. Timeline of reconstruction. And they say that Tony Talks Vested Up is setting the black community back. I'm telling you, this is what should have been done. And Michael, I hope you are still in here. It is called, oh, he posted that at 10:02. It's called scene reconstruction, y'all. This is what we've been doing over here. Notice the photos don't show it. Right. Oh, Katie. It's definitely not in the prosecution's exhibits, photos exhibits. And it's definitely not even on that medical white diagram. Hold on. Let me blow that up here myself. Okay, yeah. Let me go back to it. So remember that scene reconstruction. And I'm gonna let y'all go. Let's see here. Oh, they be getting so good. The lies be getting too good. But I don't like keeping a lot of people up because I know y'all got to get to work. But I just want to share the information with y'all. Let's see here. It's called scene reenactment. Okay, here we go. You're right. See, look. I think there's another mark on the real autopsy because this is just an initial draft. I think, like I say, if Karmelo Anthony was able to make this in a headlock and sitting down, y'all, they say he never got up. The only time he got up when he's ran. Karmelo Anthony would have to tell us exactly how he hit him across that chest. I'm sorry. Why Eddie changed clothes? Eddie looked back because he didn't think he injured Austin until he dropped. That's when everybody scattered. There you go. Reenact. There we go. Come on with it. I think Hunter poked Austin with his knife accidentally. I really think it was an accident because Hunter said accident. Karmelo never had a knife. I think so too. There you go. There you go. The main artery in the thigh is the femoral. There you come on. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. See the enterprise over here. See the enterprise. Eddie accidentally stabbed Austin. He wouldn't be able to reach overhead. That's right. Somebody else stabbed. Come on. Femoral. Boy, y'all showed up tonight. You have to go through chest walls, then between. Thank you right there. Thank you. Austin was never near Karmelo. It was Hunter that was in front of him. He didn't stab him. One of the other boys did. That's exactly what we're saying. Somebody stabbed him. Frame Karmelo. Nor did his parents, nor his legal team claim any type. Okay. But you over here, though. Okay, he never stood up. I just said that he never stood up. Carmelo's arm span wouldn't allow him to reach this pure. To everybody. Yes, Michelle. Even you, if y'all still in the room. Yes. it was rumored that Karmelo Anthony just had shoulder surgery. How is he going to make the stab wound at this angle if he was in a headlock? And if he was standing up face to face to Austin, why that angle? The wound would have been up and down vertical. Either he was left-handed or right-handed. Now, based off this right here, I'm going to say somebody came over the shoulder. That's still my theory. Somebody came over the shoulder and hit Austin in the chest, attempting to hit Karmelo, or they wanted to hit Austin. But now, if somebody was facing Austin, since we're doing individual movement, right? They couldn't be right-handed and twist. Plus, why would they do that? That's even crazy. And then why would they, unless they was falling, unless they was slipping, but that means that somebody would still have to be standing up and aiming like that and slipping. But Karmelo never got up. He bear crawled out the back. And there was another scuffle. It was another scuffle. Karmelo had an injured arm, right? Mike Howard. I was back, going back and turning back in. Okay. That's where the stomach wound came from that they didn't talk about. So it was a stomach wound? It's unfortunate that Anthony parents are naive. I know. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to play the Bishop's videos from Lakeisha Keisha, but he dropped some real good nuggets. And I just hate the dad didn't listen, but Mike Howard had that family isolated. When I say isolated, where they had Mike Howard had Karmelo's Anthony parents drinking the Kool-Aid, all flavors. The Karmelo Anthony parents didn't even listen to what the bishop said. He said he pled with Karmelo Anthony, Father, please put him on the stands. I would have put him on the stands. But man, listen, awesome. God, I can't even read all of them. They can delete all they want, but it's always in the cloud. Yes, protected by God. You're right. Karmelo should not be in prison, just like they rushed him to state prison when usual. Come on with it. Come on. Now let me go back to the bottom. I'm gonna be on here one more minute because oh my gosh, everything is so good tonight. Right, Lady E. That's why it needs to be a mistrial. Oh, that's at 18. Okay, hold on, some more. Let's see here. Okay, this is recent. Karmelo was compromised medically from the shoulder area and seizures. Right, self-defense was in play, but it was never the intention of getting him insufficient evidence. The prosecution bears the burden of proving every element of a case. If that burden of proof cannot be proven, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. I'll leave on that right now. Hold on. I'm gonna leave on this right here. But thank y'all so much for all of the comments. Oh my gosh, the comment section under the videos have been so good. I'm gonna leave on this one right here. When it talks about acquittal, self-defense. There you go. Listen to insufficient evidence. This was a video from yesterday. The prosecution has the burden of proving every element of the offense beyond a reasonable doubt. If it cannot do so, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. Oh, let me download this photo right here about the Sixth Amendment and the evidence. The Sixth Amendment. Every defendant is entitled to a speedy trial. And I didn't know this. Is it in here? Oh, it's not in here. Gosh. All right, let me upload this, and then I'm gonna drop it. Hold on. Here we go. Download. So this is going back to when we talked about the timeline of why the trial took so long. We believe, based off what I showed in the text messages, they needed time to do some altering, which is total illegal. It is called a mistrial. I'm sorry, it's called tempering evidence. And this right here, this is what I read to you during the live. The Sixth Amendment of the Constitution guarantees a criminal defendant the right to a speedy trial and public trial. It prevents the government from holding the accused individual indefinite pretrial detention and ensure evidence remains fresh. So why we don't have fresh evidence? And don't forget the Brady disclosure. That crystal clear video supposed to have been handed over to Mike Howard. Mike Howard still should have did his job, but the state's supposed to have handed that over for Karmelo innocence. It's called the Brady disclosure. You got to go back to my videos because we dropping some nuggets over here. It's called Brady disclosure. And if not, just don't let alone acquittal. Just don't let it acquit him. If he's moving that fast, you're right. You are so right. All right, let me go back down. Ooh, y'all are coming. His lawyer to work my nerves. Yes. The Brady disclosure. Yes. Exculpatory evidence. Come on with it. Nothing ties. Michelle, that's what we've been screaming ever since we got the photos. No blood on the clothes. Not even the video. Not even the weapon, because they didn't even bring the real weapon to court. But Mike Howard supposed to go back to the beginning of the video. Mike Howard around the one hour mark. Mike Howard supposed to had actually got to see and look at all the evidence in the pre-trial during the grand jury before this even went to trial. Mike Howard ain't do nothing. It isn't Karmelo's time yet. When God said it's over, yes, it was just one of them bullies. Twins time when God says it is so, there's nothing you can do about it. That's right. So that's what I'm saying. If this womb took him out, let me drop this and I'm gonna leave on this. And y'all, this is what the actual prosecution had in their folder on the website. Of course, I'm pretty sure it's other pictures, but this is what they had. This is the womb. If this took him out, it was just his time. I'm not being ugly, but if this took him out, it was just his time. That's why I think it's something else. Something else had to take him out. It was if it was a stab for the guillotine choke with the right hand, it most likely would be a straight up and down stab at the angle shown. It would most likely come from someone else to the left of Austin. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Let me come back up. Based off this right here, y'all, network, enterprise. It's nothing else for me to say. Hold on. It's really nothing else for me to say. It's nothing else for me to say. We have reenacted the scene, the movement, scene reconstruction, body analysis, movement analysis. If it was a stab from the guillotine choke with the right hand, it most likely would be a straight up and down at an angle shown. It would most likely come from someone to the left of Austin. You know what? I'm going to contact Lakeisha and Frenzy, and y'all too. Please go out to these content creators that have already interviewed the bishop and ask the bishop, since he he can contact the family directly. Please pass this on, and I'm gonna do this in Ticket TV and Lakeisha and whoever else, the bishop. I know those two that the bishops and Frenzy. I'm into Frenzy. Frenzy and Lakeisha. Please put out there to have them contact the bishop, to contact the family, to also pass along to Karmelo Anthony that, hey, we're out here, we're rooting for him. But ask the family, is Karmelo Anthony right-handed or left-handed? And then we can talk more about this. We need to find out if Karmelo Anthony is left-handed or right-handed. And we can come back and we can, I almost said something, we can revisit this again. Thank you for that information. That's why I'm saying. It will most likely come from someone to the left of Austin. All right, Vestas. Until next time. Hold on. Y'all understand? As long as they're public, exposed, and stripped of their bar. Yes. Let's see here. The baby coming home. Yes. Let's see here. As long as they're public. Okay, hold on. The baby coming home. Exactly. Reasonable doubt. If anything, reasonable doubt. If anything, yes. Can we check the dad's phone log? Who did he call? What? Right. I think once they start with the phone logs from the students, since the phones was confiscated, it's going to lead back to the dad, and then the legal team can request a subpoena or a warrant for the dad's call logs from the actual carrier, This really sucks that it happened to be to a good kid, but the universe is using him. Yes, he's going to be important in his, guess what? He's already important to the justice system. And it's ironically that Karmelo Anthony wanted to be a lawyer. Now, this is one good thing. And if you just hold on to his faith and God's unchanging hands, Karmelo Anthony, even now, he's been in there 23 days since the guilty verdict. And he's been in there 11 days since his team was assembled. Karmelo Anthony, all day long, can be sitting in the legal library, the law library. Every prison have one. And he's just sitting there with his notes. And he could be looking at things also regarding his case. So what the devil meant for bad, God has meant for good. What the devil meant for bad, God meant for good. Karmelo Anthony with a 3.7 GPA, 21 scholarships, very intelligent, and you're going to put him in the legal law library? He got access to the legal library. Karmelo Anthony is even reviewing some laws regarding his own case. What the devil meant for bad, God is an awesome God. God is an awesome God. God is an awesome God. Okay, I'm not going to hold you that long. It's been 3 hours. I can't believe I just did a 3-hour video. But listen, please just hit the like button, share it, save it. Please, please, please. That's all I ask. And thank you so much for the great commentary. Thank you. Now, yeah. Well, I'll probably do a late live tomorrow. Depending on what information I get, I'm gonna do a late live. It's the holiday anyway. It'll be the weekend, so I may do a late live tomorrow. Okay, so if I'm on here, I would like to see you. If not, come back tomorrow and watch the replay. If I don't come on tomorrow, it's definitely gonna be Saturday morning at 9:45, and I'll be bringing you the information. Okay, but oh my gosh, this has been an awesome live, y'all. I couldn't even make this one up. I couldn't make this up. And if you're just coming in the room, to get down to the nitty gritty, watch the replay start at 1 hour, around the 1 hour mark. And man, we've been getting it. So thank you, Vestas. Thank you, Vestas. Oh my gosh, thank you. I couldn't get to all of the chats, but trust me, thank you so much for everything. Oh, I wish I could get to the, oh gosh, I wish I could. I leave on this note. If anybody wants to talk negative about Karmelo, rebuke them. We still had haters and racists in the chat, y'all. All right. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. God said, if I be lifted up, I would draw all men under me. Come on with it. We serve an awesome God. Stand up, righteous people. Stand up. The Black community, Let's continue to move forward. I'll see you on the next live. This thing was awesome. I'm too happy. Thank you, Vestas. Thank you, Vestas.